what I know. Better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right.
Alright, so I guess the first question that all of you guys have is, how will the Sage 6 paths reincarnate into Naruto? Well, as you know, the reincarnation cycle occurred between Indra and Ashura, more so as a real-life prophecy, as they will, go into a never-ending war with each other, after Sage 6 paths, kind of died. So we see Hagoromo on his deathbed, knowing that Indra or his descendants will potentially try to take the power from Ashura, and, will take another measure besides the Uchiha Stone Tablet that he had. He knows his chakra will traverse throughout the ages, so he will also cast a jutsu that allow his chakra to one day reincarnate into a new person. That way he can either one day bring his sons together again, or, end it himself by, maybe having to make the sad choice of killing his sons. But that's just going to be in the case of one day the sons' reincarnations fight against each other, But, due to his weakened state, that will take a bit of time. He also dreams of giving his host a lot of women one day, as he'll essentially have the powers of a god, and that means he needs a lot of women because gods need more than one woman to satisfy them. They kind of, they're too much to handle, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, the pervy sage himself will smile and say, "My host will have a great time." Then the sage will die, and the chakra waits for a couple hundred years when he reincarnates inside a new host, and his chakra will see a lot of stuff happen until he gets reincarnated. And I mean a lot of stuff. Our true story begins with the birth of a boy named Naruto. He is a beautiful baby boy born from the parents, of Kushina and Minato, their little actions. And little do they know, he is a reincarnation of Sage of 6 Paths. Kushina stumbles up to Naruto and, she's happy her son is here, but kind of senses a bit of familiarity with him. Almost like Naruto is some type of very old relative or something. Meh, must be your imagination. Now I think you want to figure out who the reincarnation of Ashura is. I'll reveal that when the time comes, but let's just say it's a very interesting candidate to say the least. Then all of a sudden, the baby is taken away by a masked man, and the masked man will make the father, Minato, surrender his wife in order for the masked man to give back the baby boy Naruto. Inside the mindscape of Naruto, Hagoromo is watching all of this, and at this point he can't really do anything in this, baby body, and he needs to wait for this kid to get older for him to be, able to do something. So, yeah, not necessarily him, but the kid, The masked man will then have Kushina release the Nine Tails. More so her seal was weak, but, you get it. And it causes the Nine Tails to go on a rampage as he controls it with his Sharingan. Hagoromo knows that he needs to get to Kurama as he can potentially calm him down, but then again, will he be able to sense him? Maybe because, he should recognize chakra of, his father, quote-unquote. Minato would later grab Naruto, and he is going to be still inside of him. Half of it will be still inside of him, Hagoromo will realize, traditionally, from what I have watched, humans know that sealing a whole tail be inside an infant is a bit too much, so he's probably going to seal half of it inside of him. That's fine, as Kurama is still stronger than all the tail beasts combined, even with half his strength. I think this can work. Doesn't matter if I get the yin or yang half, I can make this work either way. Minato will go for the seal, but then the Nine Tails will try to kill the boy. However, he doesn't even get his claw down when he's about to, put his massive nail inside Naruto, because he stops right there as he senses the chakra of the old sage coming from Naruto, and Kurama thinks to himself, "Father, is that you?" Minato has no idea what the fox is talking about, but doesn't care, as he decides to seal the Nine Tails using the Reaper Death Seal, and Minato will have the other half of Nine Tails sealed into himself. Minato will say goodbye to Kushina as both of them share one final kiss, and hopefully will meet again sometime in the afterlife. Minato will then say goodbye to baby Naruto and will say, "I'm sorry I'm not going to be there for you, Naruto. I hope you grow up and have a life full of love, friends, and the drive that we once had. I know you will be strong one day, and I know you will do great things one day, Naruto. Just listen to your elders, work hard, and you will be great. I love you, my son, and so is your mother, but I don't know if I can really express that as much as your mother can, so I'll leave it to her. Goodbye, Naruto." Minato then dies. Hagoromo kind of feels sad right now. Kushina will cry, but also feels the life slowly draining out of her. Hagoromo will say, "Well, looks like I got the yang half. No worries, I am sad for this boy's father and mother, but then again, it could be worse. It could have been ended like how it was with my mother." Hagoromo says as he goes through a very repressed memory. Hiruzen and company will then take Kushina to the hospital in a last-minute attempt to try to save her, but there's nothing that they can do. Kushina will say to baby Naruto in a bit of a last goodbye, and, will say, "I'm so sorry, Naruto, that I'm not going to be there for you as a mother. Your father is right, I do love you, and I am so sad I'm not going to be able to raise you. Promise me, Naruto, you'll practice good hygiene, make friends, be careful around girls. You aren't ready for that dating stuff until you're older, but I'm sure you will learn it eventually. And promise me this, you'll be humble. That is all I ask, because no one likes someone who is arrogant, so please, be humble. I know you will do great things one day, and you are in great hands, so do your best. I love you, my little Naruto. Goodbye, my son. The life force of Kushina is now gone, and she dies just as she says those final words. Hiruzen has a tear in his eye as he witnesses the goodbye between mother and son. Hagoromo weeps because one of his descendants has died right in front of him and feels so bad for this boy. He has seen a lot of heartache and suffering, so he doesn't know why he is crying over this. Maybe because he already has an attachment to his host and wants the best for him, and so the fact that he is now an orphan is just heartbreaking. Maybe he's just remembering moments with his mom before she became crazy, and maybe that's why he is sad watching this occur. Maybe it is because he is thinking of memories of when he was a parent and can sympathize with people like Kushina and Minato. Maybe it's a mix of all three, or something else entirely. Whatever the case is, Hagoromo has to help make Naruto's life as enjoyable as possible, and is going to wait for the right time for when Naruto is, old enough, probably around 4 to 5 years old, when Naruto can understand certain things, and will appear before him. Meanwhile, Hagoromo also has some catching up to do with Kurama. Kurama is looking around his cage, and while he would be angry that he's sealed again, this is entirely different. He senses his father was inside this kid, and now wants to figure out where he is. Kurama, in his Yang form, is crying for one thing: his father.
Father, where are you? I sensed your chakra in this boy, so where are you?
Kurama starts wondering if he was wrong and sensed something else, or that was a trick from the fourth Hokage. But that can't be, as no one has chakra like his father. Kurama will cry out once again,
Father, where are you? Please, if you are here, show your face to me.
All of a sudden, silver chakra appears, then solidifies, and Hagoromo appears right in front of Kurama. Kurama, seeing this in what seems like the first time in years, sheds a tear and says,
Father, is that really you?
Hagoromo then says, It is Kurama. How are you, my son? Kurama then says,
Father, why did you have to die? Why did you have to leave? Why are you here now? Do you know how much I've suffered?
Hagoromo says, I'm sorry, my son, that I couldn't be with you until now. I'm here now. Kurama then says,
Please, don't let this be a trick by the fourth Hokage or Madara. Please, let this be real.
Hagoromo then says, It's real. You know it's true. Kurama then cries and says,
I know it is. I'm so glad to see you, Father.
Hagoromo then hugs the fox inside the cage. Hagoromo then tells Kurama why he is here and has seen a lot of things that have transpired while he has nothing but a chakra apparition waiting to be reincarnated. He tells Kurama stuff that he did not know about. Kurama is shocked to hear all of this.
So, it was Black Setsu who deceived Madara and caused him to go down this path of world peace by manipulating with the Uchiha stone tablet. But in reality, he is trying to revive Kaguya.
Hagoromo nods and says, It is also possible to trick my son Indra into going down a path he went down, turning against me and Ashura, all in hopes of trying to revive my mother. Kurama is angry, as a lot of his suffering has been in a way caused by Zetsu, especially to the pain and suffering that has been given to the sage. So if his father has suffered, well, he suffers in a way, Hagoromo then says, I came into this body after a while being a chakra apparition. Kurama then says,
Any specific reason you chose this body?
Hagoromo will say, Well, it was the time where a jutsu I made all those years ago would be, fully activated, because it kind of took a while to finally complete due to the weakened state I was in, so that's why we're here. This body was actually supposed to be used for Ashura, where Cycle would have continued from there, but the jutsu, kind of kicked Ashura away from his body and went somewhere else. Kurama will then say,
Do you know where the chakra went?
Hagoromo will then say, Not too sure yet, but I'll know soon when we encounter the reincarnation. Kurama will then say,
So, are you going to train this kid?
Hagoromo nods. Kurama then says,
I'll help as well, in order to make sure he controls my power.
Hagoromo then says, Not control, more of a partnership, a friendship. We're going to start changing some things about their human and tail beast relationship. Kurama just smiles, and then 4 years will pass, during which our baby Naruto will grow up living a, normal life for a baby, of course. Then, of course, around the age of 4, Naruto's life is turned upside down. Danzo reveals the secret to the whole village that Naruto is in charge of the 9 tails, and the village looks down on the little boy. Hagoromo just looks down in sadness, as he knows that none of this is the child's fault. Heck, it's not even the villagers' fault, as they're all tied down to one thing, and that is hatred. Kurama would have normally used this as a way to get out of his prison in some alternate universe, but right now he's feeling the same pain Hagoromo is feeling right now for a child. And in a way, he's right now angry because of the villagers' actions towards a child. And then Hagoromo then tells Kurama to have mercy on the villagers as they are blind by the one thing that has consumed Kurama for years, which is hatred. Kurama then puts his head down. Naruto walks on to his apartment building. He just seems so sad, as villagers have been giving him glares for who knows how long. He doesn't know how long it will last, but little does he know, this resentment will last a long time. Hagoromo will then say, I think the time is to bring him in is near. His chakra is starting to develop and he will soon need to get to training. Kurama nods. We'll talk to him once he sleeps. I gotta do some things first. Kurama wonders what he is doing, but when he sees it, he smiles, as Naruto is gonna get a nice surprise. Naruto will go to sleep and will say to himself, why are all those people giving me those glares? What did I do to them? Naruto then falls asleep and then is dragged into his mindscape for the first time. Naruto sees nothing but a sewer and is wondering what is going on, as this might be just a very weird dream. Then he hears that it's not a dream from an unknown voice and is told to come closer, and Naruto will see two things as he approaches, the location. A massive fox behind bars and an old man in white robes. Hagoromo will say, welcome Naruto, we have been waiting for you. Naruto looks around and says, this has to be a dream, there is no way it's not. Hagoromo then says, it's not a dream, we are in your mindscape. Naruto is confused and asks, who are you? Hagoromo then says, my name is Hagoromo Otsutsuki, and this is the nine-tailed fox. Naruto is kind of frightened a bit as he has heard that the nine-tails is bad from Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage. Hagoromo then says, relax, he won't hurt you. Right, Kurama? Kurama will nod and then puts out his paw. Naruto will reluctantly touch the paw and it feels soft, and Naruto will jump on the paw. And then he plays around on Kurama and Naruto's having some fun, and Kurama and Hagoromo, they'll just smile. Hagoromo then says, so, let me tell you why I'm here. You know who I am, right? Naruto says, you're Hagoromo Otsutsuki. Hagoromo nods and then goes into the story of him as the Sage of Six Paths, and Naruto will be like, wow. Hagoromo will then tell Naruto about him and why the nine tails is inside of him, and as he was still inside of him, then Naruto will be like, am I a monster then? To which Hagoromo will then be like, no, when his parents would say the exact same thing. In fact, they are here. Out of the corner, Minato and Kushina are next to each other smiling, at Naruto. Hagoromo will then tell Naruto that those are his parents, and Naruto will go up to them and touch them and will feel that they are his real parents, and then he cries, as he has always wanted to know who his parents were. Kushina and Minato hold him, and they are so happy to see him. If you can guess, Hagoromo will release his seals that allow, Kushina and Minato to see their son again, and Kushina and Minato will leave their son in the hands of the sage, as, he's a sage of six paths. Minato and Kushina will share moments, and, share moments with their son, and they're very glad to see their son, and that they'll always love him, and they are sorry that they can't be there to raise him. Naruto really doesn't care, as they are here now. Minato will say he's sorry that the villagers are being hateful towards him because of the fox, but Hagoromo had, calmed down a little bit to the initial reaction explaining hate and stuff like that, and see it was because of Danzo, as he has also hurt, the other descendants of Hagoromo in Uchiha clan, so yeah. Naruto will say, I never thought I would ever meet you guys. I'm so glad I got to meet you, Mom and Dad. As they tell him that their time is running out, Kushina and Minato will say, we're glad we got to meet you. We know Hagoromo and Kurama will take good care of you. Just make sure you listen to them and work hard, and you will do great things one day. Naruto nods and says goodbye to his parents as they disappear, but not before telling Naruto that the seal has been adjusted, so he can communicate with both Kurama and the Sage of Six Paths. Naruto wipes tears from his eyes, and then Hagoromo will then say that he'll be trained under them, and starting tomorrow, so when he wakes up, the fun begins. Naruto nods and thanks the Sage and Kurama. The Sage nods and then says that he cannot talk about this with anyone, and Naruto says he'll keep, this a secret. When Naruto wakes up in the morning, he will at first think that was all a dream. Kurama tells him that it was not a dream, and the Sage also says hi. Hagoromo can't necessarily communicate with Naruto unless he touches Kurama's paw, and Kurama can talk to Naruto freely to him because, of the seal, since it's been adjusted. I mean, he's still inside of him, but again, it's been adjusted, so yeah, more freedom there. Naruto then starts training and will primarily be doing exercise to make him a bit strong for a 4 to 5 year old, and he will also be pretty good at taijutsu for a 4 to 5 year old, as those would be expected for a child right now who's just developing his chakra coils. Hagoromo will also tell him, since he has the power of Sage, he will also have the Kage Genkai of him as well. Naruto wonders what he means, but Hagoromo will tell him he will figure that out very soon, and Hagoromo had to get some business done with this body to make it all possible, but he has some powers left to say, and when Naruto unlocks those powers, he'll be very, very happy. As this is all forming, Naruto is also on a bit of a decent diet as well, as Hagoromo is not having his host eat ramen all day or whatever else he's eating, so he'll at least be a little bit taller by the time we reach the actual canon story. so that's a good thing as well. As Naruto grows older, he will meet a little girl in Hinata Hyuga whom was, getting bullied one day. So Naruto was able to destroy the bullies because he was very skilled in taijutsu, because he's being educated by Hagoromo and Kurama, and that's a pretty good thing for him. Hinata Hyuga will kind of blush in front of him, and Naruto is just kind of grinning a little bit. And Hagoromo and Kurama, they're kind of, grinning to themselves in a way, because, that's a potential lady friend. Although that could be a little bit more than the beginning, let's just say, I think you might know where this story is going. I revealed in the beginning, but, And over time, Naruto will soon be able to enter the academy, where he will soon be taking a couple new steps. But the couple years with training, I will reveal a little bit more in depth when we get to the next part. Alright, so right now we're at Naruto entering the academy. He has been trained with Hagoromo and Kurama in taijutsu, but he has also gotten, some other stuff as well. Of course, there were the physical increases, and that gives Naruto a distinct advantage over up-and-coming students, as he is by far the most fit amongst his classmates. He also actually has the Shadow Clone Jutsu here by the time he goes into the academy, as Hagoromo knew Naruto would probably not be able to do a regular Clone Jutsu because he just has way too much chakra, so he teaches Naruto the jutsu, and young Naruto, who has way too much chakra, summons way too many Shadow Clones, and Hagoromo will tell Naruto to spell those, and Naruto is relatively fine. Hagoromo knew Naruto had a lot of chakra, but who knew it was that crazy? Naruto will also get tree climbing as well. I am going with the progression of legacy for this what if, the fanfiction legacy. Yeah, really great fanfic, by the way. As Naruto is reincarnation of Hagoromo here, and is being taught by Little Sage 6 Paths, and Kurama as well. Plus, he is also going to get a bit of access to Kurama's chakra as a young boy. Not too much, as he's a bit young, but just enough so that he can defend himself if he has to. Hagoromo will talk to Naruto the day before he enters the academy, and says to him, "Naruto, you'll be entering the academy soon. You've been progressing very quickly. I am very proud of you." Naruto will then say, "Thank you, Lord Sage." Hagoromo will then say, "I am glad you've been able to become stronger and stronger. In fact, you're on the verge of unlocking something very special soon from my arsenal." Naruto will then be like, "What is it?" Hagoromo will then say, "Come with me." Naruto and Hagoromo will then go to a room on the other side of the room that is holding Kurama. Naruto enters the room, and Hagoromo shows him a chart of all of Hagoromo's powers. So yeah, Hagoromo will then say, "I made it so you can see what powers from me you'll be able to obtain. The ones that are on the verge of being unlocked will flicker, and when it is finally unlocked, it will fully light up." Naruto looks at what is on the verge of being unlocked, and Naruto realizes it is a Sharingan. He is shocked at first, but is then reminded to send to the sage Orochiya, besides, Senju and Uzumaki, because the sage himself has the Rinnegan, so that's there, I guess. Naruto asks when he will get the Rinnegan, and the sage will then say, "Probably before I did," which kind of excites Naruto in a way. It does make sense though, as Naruto is not only the reincarnation of the sage, but has Kurama, and both of them are teaching him, so he will probably be able to surpass the sage in many areas. Naruto is also told two things. One, as Naruto gets older and goes through puberty, he is gonna look more and more like the Sage of Six Paths. This means that slowly, Naruto will become a blonde version of the Sage of Six Paths. Well, he probably will not have the wrinkles of the old man, but he will look more and more like the Sage of Six Paths, and Naruto Uzumaki will soon become, well, Naruto Otsutsuki. This, in turn, interests Naruto. The second thing Naruto is told is that he has to continue training because even if he is the reincarnation of Sage 6 Paths, and it's going to be very powerful, that does not mean he shouldn't train and try to surpass the Sage, of course, which Naruto will comply to and will be ready for a challenge. Naruto, around 7 years old at this point, will turn to 8 in a couple months, will enter the academy, and sees Hinata. Hinata is kind of shy, as she seems to have those feelings of attraction towards Naruto. Translation, she has a crush. And Naruto can kind of notice this, as Hagoromo and Kurama are telling him all this. Well, mostly Hagoromo, because he ain't going to have his vessel be ignorant about the feelings of girls/women, so he is going to have to tell him this type of stuff. Naruto is shocked in a way, and doesn't know what to do, but Hagoromo will say that, just see how this things develop over time, as he is just a child. Naruto will be able to do very well at the start of the academy, which isn't due part to Hagoromo coming in clutch for him when it comes to academics. And then Naruto's version is also relatively smart. In fact, he will be developing that Hagoromo intelligence over time. But for now, he's a lot smarter than he was in the original canon, relatively for a 7 to 8 year old, Sasuke will, however, experience that event, the Uchiha massacre. Hagoromo will not be able to sense it at the time, and when it all happens, he feels extremely sad, as now most of his descendants have now died out. Hagoromo has only been able to watch as his descendants have done nothing but fight and die out over time, especially the reincarnations of Indra and Ashura. He has also sensed that Sasuke Uchiha, a kid with a lot of promise, was the reincarnation of Indra, which means all he needs to do is find the reincarnation of Ashura. Naruto feels bad for Sasuke as well, but also more so for the Sage, as he knows the Uchiha are his descendants, and as the reincarnation of the Sage, he is hurt by it, so much that he gets the Sharingan in the One Tomoe state. Naruto is excited, and Hagoromo says he will probably get the other Tomoes very quickly, but also has to be quiet about having a Sharingan, as it would be a bit suspicious, and no one's really going to believe it is because he has a 1,000-year-old sage inside of him, and if he starts showing off his will release and Sharingan and other stuff like that, well, Houston, we have a problem. It might be a bit counterproductive, to say the least. The best thing Naruto can do is wait until he is a registered ninja before he reveals all that stuff. He can show off his other skills, but he kind of needs to hold back with the Keke Genkai and stuff like that. Hagoromo then tells Naruto he's going to have to do something very important, which is marry a lot of girls one day. Naruto is like, wait, why? Hagoromo will then say, for 1,000 years, I have seen my descendants do nothing but die, and I couldn't do anything about it. I need to make up for that. This event with the Uchiha massacre was the last straw. I am tired of seeing my descendants die. I am tired of seeing them all either be slaughtered or catch them fighting with each other, which causes more of my descendants to die. I am tired of it. I want to see my descendants be alive and fruitful and come back to life. I want them to be stronger than ever, so I don't have to see my descendants die out ever again. So please, Naruto, do this for me. Please. Naruto will think about it and thinks to himself that he does want to help Hagoromo out in this endeavor. He feels Hagoromo's pain, so he decides he will do what Hagoromo wants. Naruto will say, but how do I decide which girls to marry or are probably going to be a part of this plan, I guess? Hagoromo will say, that's up to you, as I cannot control your heart, but at least make sure you have plenty of girls that will help me get some descendants back so they can be alive, powerful, and fruitful. Naruto will say, okay, and he's thinking that by the end of this, he's going to be marrying a lot of girls. And he would be correct, as I'm the one who's writing the story. So yeah, as I did say, there is a bit of a deeper reason for the Aram here in the story, as it comes from literally watching all of his descendants die, referring to Hagoromo here, and he couldn't really do anything about it. Hagoromo will then say, I had thought about doing something like this as a joke when I died and became a chakra apparition. I thought it would only be a joke. Life changes sometimes, I guess. Naruto then says, by the way, how will I get to marry all these women? Hagoromo will then say, simple, CRA, along your village that was created by the second Hokage in your village. Though no one ever really used or thought about that law until it was too late for Senju, Uzumaki was outside to leave, and I don't think Sasuke will want a group of girls, though I'll need to determine that by seeing how he acts after this. Naruto will say, okay, thank you, Hagoromo. Kurama will then go up to Hagoromo and then say,
so, he's gonna have an Aram.
Hagoromo will then say, well, yes, I think he will take it very well. Also, he does have some advanced genes and will have an enhancement in certain places when he gets older. Kurama will then laugh, and then Kurama will then say,
he will be very strong one day. I know it, both on the battlefield and in bed.
Hagoromo will just laugh. Naruto will later in life have 3 girls in mind that he wants to marry, or at least date for now. Sakura, Hinata, and Ino. All of them seem to be very beautiful, and Naruto at least has some experience with Hinata, you know, saving her and stuff like that. In fact, it seems Ino and Sakura are also attracted to both him and Sasuke. It might be possible that it's more on the side of Sasuke for now, but he seems to be very rude to them. In fact, Sasuke is rude to a lot of girls who approach him. It is because of the incident, but it does not give Sakura and Ino a good impression of him. So Naruto kind of smiles in a way. Naruto will also be able to unlock the free Tomoe when he is 8 years old. Hagoromo was right, he definitely was going to be able to pick up on the other Tomoes with Sharingan very quickly. Naruto will keep training over the years and will start getting his first-rate elemental natures and jutsus in the elemental blows for fire, wind, and lightning. Hagoromo will say he'll be able to use the other two natures in water and earth, and once, you know, he gets wood release. Naruto will promise he will get wood release, and he does by the time he reaches 9 years old. Naruto then starts making his own mini creations, and it makes Hagoromo kind of curious, as well as Kurama. Naruto seems to be very good at wood release, but of course he cannot necessarily show it off. Naruto will then be approached by Hagoromo to talk to Hiruzen about the CRA, and Naruto will do this. Hiruzen will be shocked and will apologize for not telling him about his parents, and Naruto will say it's fine. Naruto will then say that he wants the CRA, and Hiruzen will think about it, and it might be a good way to make up for the lack of help he has given Naruto when he's faced glares and stuff like that, and Hiruzen agrees to it, and it will happen once Naruto graduates, which he will. Naruto will later form bonds with Hinata, Ino, and Sakura over the next couple of years, and they all slowly develop feelings for him, which is very good for Naruto when Hagoromo knows this is happening, and of course, he will be very pleased. Naruto will also talk with, not only those girls, but Shigeru and Shino. Shigeru seems to be a very cool dude, and there's a nice friendship there, and Shino is weird to Naruto at first, but he turns out to be a very cool dude as well, Naruto will then be able to talk to his girls, and he will reveal that the Uzumaki clan is it's kind of very prominent, and he can have all of them as girlfriends, which makes them all very happy. Naruto will leave and continue to train, and then Naruto's Sharingan Genjutsu is getting stronger, so that's pretty good for him. The bad news is that he cannot use any other form of Genjutsu right now without the power Sharingan because of the other stuff, you know. Naruto will be able to become Rookie of the Year by the time he reaches the end of the days at the Academy. And he hasn't even revealed his word release and Sharingan to everyone, so that's a positive right there. Naruto also knows the time for the CRA is coming, so he's very happy about that. Naruto will see his girls, and they kind of have been counting down the days he can legally have as many girlfriends and eventually wives as possible, so that's a massive positive right there, I guess. Naruto's ready for a good time, and Hagoromo and Kurama are proud as a boy who they have, you know, raised over the years, has worked very hard, and is on his way to being a top ninja. Naruto then asks for his girls on individual dates over the week off that they have post-graduation, so that is, you know, starting, I guess. There will then be an alert that the scroll stealing has been stolen, and Naruto will go to work. Mizuki will grab the scroll, and Iruka will be the guy who will then go after Mizuki. Mizuki will throw a shuriken at Iruka, and he'll be in bad shape. Naruto will then appear, and Mizuki will then tell Naruto about him being Jinchuriki the Nine Tails. But guess what? Naruto will not care and says, "Yeah, I know. I've been talking with Kurama for a very long time, so I'm aware of that." This shocks both Iruka and Mizuki, and Naruto then summons 1,000 Shadow Clones, and Naruto destroys Mizuki really easily, and Iruka's just shocked. Naruto will then help out Iruka, and Naruto will go to Hiruzen as he kind of has a contract to sign, and, you know, Hiruzen will thank my dude Naruto for getting the scroll back, and Naruto will then sign a contract, and Naruto will be able to get into CRA. Naruto will then reveal its Sharingan to Hiruzen, and Hiruzen will be shocked, and Naruto will say it's some kind of hidden genes or something like that, which Hiruzen will buy for now, I guess, though I think he'll want to, you know, a better explanation over time, you know. Naruto will then later on go on dates with his girls. There are villagers who show disgust towards him, but we'll kind of have to leave him alone as Naruto can defend himself. Well, that's one. And two, he has an aura that screams, "Don't mess with me." Naruto is enjoying his life right now, so, you know, that's pretty good for him, and I think we all would enjoy our lives at that point, you know. Naruto will then learn he is going to be teaming up with, you know, Kurenai, Hinata, and Shino, so that's pretty good. I decided to go with the legacy route again and put Naruto on teammate with Kurenai, and a big reason for that is I am bored of putting Naruto on Team 7, and I think Kurenai is actually a good person to pair up with Naruto in his canon, so as she can teach, you know, him Genjutsu. So she can help him with a big weakness that Naruto has, which means Naruto will be even more OP, so yeah, that's gonna be really crazy. Oh yeah, and Kiba will be with Sasuke and Sakura, and of course, you know, Team 7 will be led by Kakashi. Also, I am aware that people would, you know, be like, wouldn't Kakashi put in requests and stuff like that for Naruto and all this other type of stuff? But again, I am so bored of putting Naruto in Team 7. It's the same thing every time, you know? Anyways, Naruto and company will be able to get their tests immediately, and of course, Hinata has a bit of a new goal, and that's to start a family, hopefully with Naruto and the other girls he has or may acquire along the way. This kind of makes Naruto smile a bit. Shino will have whatever goal he has. I guess it's to become a great clan head for the Aburame clan, so yeah, that's good for him. Meanwhile, Naruto will have his goal be, you know, become the Hokage, to start a family with his girls and other girls he may find along the way. And that's a pretty good goal for him, I guess, at this point. This will give Kurenai a bit of a, you know, a look, which could mean that she hopes Naruto doesn't break any of the girls' hearts along the way, you know. Naruto and company will then be tasked with, you know, their tests, and Naruto and teammate will be dismissed until their test tomorrow. Naruto believes he will pass, and it will be easy, which he's not wrong. Naruto will ask Hagoromo that, well, can I unleash my full power now? Hagoromo will then say, yep, you can. Naruto is very excited right now and has this massive grin on his face when he hears that answer. Naruto will then head to the teammate field, the teammate training ground or whatever, and Kurenai will say they have to land at least, you know, one hit on her and stuff like that. And Naruto will have this massive grin on his face because, you know, this test is going to be very easy and he gets to show off his powers and stuff like that, and is ready to get to work. Naruto will tell his teammates to just go with a frontal assault, and Hinata and Shino will trust him as he is Rookie of the Year and he's kind of a prodigy in this timeline. Naruto then turns on his Sharingan, and Naruto will get to work. Kurenai will hide herself in a Genjutsu and will believe she'll be fine. Problem is, well, she's not going to be fine. Naruto will say she's over there, and all of them will follow him, and Kurenai will have to jump and in order to potentially dodge a frontal assault. Naruto then decides to jump himself, and then, you know, showing some of that speed as before getting. And Naruto will try to kick Kurenai, but she will block it. She then sees his Sharingan and is so shocked right now. Hinata will come in, and Kurenai will grab her arm, and then Shino will fire off his insects, and Kurenai will kick everyone off her so she can dodge those insects, but Naruto will just, you know, dispel because that was a Shadow Clone, and then Naruto then smacks her with a wood beam, you know, the real Naruto, and Kurenai will be smacked down onto the ground. Naruto just smiles and is pretty happy, and everyone is happy they passed the test, but then they kind of have to look Naruto a bit differently because, well, you know. Kurenai will want to know what is going on, and Naruto will say hidden genes, and then Kurenai will have to buy that excuse for now as whatever explanation is there. Also, no one is going to buy him being a reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths, and he has been talking with him for years. Are you crazy? Kurenai will congratulate everyone and will say their work starts tomorrow, and Naruto and everyone they're all very happy. Naruto will later meet up with his girls, and they were all able to pass, which is a positive. Naruto says they will all be great kunoichi one day, and Naruto's girls will say that he'll be a great shinobi one day. Naruto smiles and gives his girls a kiss, each of them, and leaves. Hagoromo and Kurama will say Naruto is definitely a ladies' man, and Naruto just smiles and says, I guess I am. I also cannot wait to see what the journey of being a ninja holds for me. Whatever the case is, I am ready for it. I'll become the Hokage one day, I'll build a large family with all my girls, and I will be the next Sage of Six Paths one day. Believe it! Hagoromo and Kurama just smile and are thinking to themselves that Naruto will accomplish these goals one day. And realistically, he could do all those goals. He can accomplish all those goals within 5 years or so. 5 to 6 years maybe. With him not only having, the Sage of Six Paths chakra and Kurama, the sky's the limit for him. He also has a Sharingan, potentially going to get Water Release. Who knows? He has like 5 elemental chakra natures. Like, Naruto has a lot of stuff with him right now. Again, the sky's the limit for him. How will Naruto's journey go, especially being on a new team with, Kurenai, Hinata, and Shino, and having all this, all these potential for all these girlfriends and stuff like that? Find out in the next part. Alright, so where we last left off, our boy Naruto got on teammate with Kurenai, and now Naruto is beginning to get submissions. Well, Naruto and all teammate to be more exact, but Naruto's contributions will allow for teammate to get into D ranks at a pretty rapid rate, which means they are going to get their own C rank very early, and they will do that pretty well as well, as it was a center to protect the exotic animal mission from thugs and bandits and stuff like that, which is light work for Naruto and company, primarily Naruto. Kurenai will, of course, teach her students tree climbing since they are getting in so many missions down at a rapid pace, though Naruto already knows tree climbing and also has gone water walking, so he'll help out Hinata and Shino. So, yeah. Naruto will also get more of an education on, other areas as well. He'll start off getting to more sealing. Here he's hoping to soon get into the Uzumaki seals, which would definitely help him out in a big way. Hagoromo is very impressed with Naruto so far, and he could very well unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan very soon. And there is a bonus here, as Naruto will not, go through the curse of Sharingan and, go for the worst effect of all, which is becoming blind. This is because he is the reincarnation of the Sage, so yeah. Naruto definitely surprised people like Itachi and Obito with his Mangekyo abilities, so I'll just say that right now, because they're going to be very OP. Naruto will also go on dates with his girls during that 1 month time skip, Sakura, and of course Hinata. He hasn't necessarily met any other girls during that 1 month because for some reason, out of the entire month, there were no interactions between any of the classmates for some reason. Actually, we never even got an introduction between Naruto and Team Guy until like the tuning exams. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense to introduce Neji here. The amount of anger these two would have for each other would be pretty crazy. In fact, let's do that. Naruto will meet Neji while he is on a date with Hinata, and of course, he has heard about Naruto's prowess and strength, as he was Rookie of the Year. Neji also has heard about the CRA and kind of ends up insulting Hinata, as she says that Naruto should not waste time with a weak heir. This kind of sets off Naruto a bit, but Hinata kind of wants him to stop because she doesn't want her cousin to die. Neji will then smirk, walk away, and then will say, one day you will understand that Hinata is weak, and you can never change her fate from such, especially compared to you. And you will understand the concept of fate, that destiny can't be changed. Naruto will say, we'll see about that. Next time I see you, if you insult Hinata again, I'll wipe that smirk off your face. Neji continues to smirk and just walks away. Hinata thanks Naruto for standing up for her, but she wants Naruto to spare Neji as he has had some bad stuff happen to him in life. Naruto will calm down and promises he will, but if he hurts her or anything, well, Neji's gonna die. Hinata nods, then Naruto will say that Hinata will be and is a great kunoichi, as she has come a long way since her days at the academy, and Hinata thanks Naruto for saying this. And she definitely has gotten stronger, as since she has more confidence in this canon because she's with Naruto, she got the 32 palms, and her father was kind of impressed with her. However, he still is not in a great mood with her because Neji's still Neji, so that's a yikes, and main family, branch family, that type of stuff, Anyways, Naruto vows to help Hinata become stronger and uses a gentle fist, and Hinata smiles and thanks Naruto, and then she leaves. Hagoromo and Kurama just smile, as Naruto definitely has a good heart. So that was a pretty good interaction between Naruto and Neji. Glad I was able to get some significant people out of the way. Wait, you're saying I forgot someone? Dang, who could I be forgetting? Alright! The swing! It played such a huge role in Naruto's development, and unfortunately Naruto didn't get as much time with it like it did in canon because he actually passed and graduated and stuff like that, and has some relationships going on right now, and friendships with guys like Shikamaru and Shino. So, again, Naruto will not really have the relationship with the swing like he had in canon, so yeah, that's actually sad. Glad I remembered the swing. Thanks, guys. Anyways, Naruto also have dates with Ino and Sakura, and both of them, of course, they're on that date type stuff. But there's a little bit of something that happens with Sakura and Ino, and that they have their own desire to get stronger themselves. It's because Naruto is so strong, well, that's one reason, as they also learn from him that he has the Sharingan and other Kekkei Genkai. I mean, he is not only going to keep the secret to only, Hinata, they're his girlfriends too, and they're all Aram sisters, so yeah. So for this, Sakura has gone into Genjutsu, which is a Cherry Blossom Genjutsu, and yes, I'll give it to her every time because it fits her the most. And Ino will actually be working on the Fire Nature transformation, so, she's going to be very strong in that area, I guess, in terms of fire release, and also have, mind techniques from the Yamanaka clan. That's going to be pretty crazy. And Naruto will help when he can, so that's a plus as well. Naruto himself will get stronger at a very rapid pace, almost like godlike pace, as he knows the trick for his Shaolin Jutsu and also has a Sharingan, and has a mastery over the Free-to-Moi Sharingan. So this means Naruto learns Jutsus at a rapid pace. This is the case for the past 4 years he has been training, but it's cranked up a bit, as Naruto can learn Jutsu pretty easily to the point he has some S-rank Jutsu up his sleeve. Not only that, but you guys also get this gem, and that is him learning the 8 gates. Now, why am I giving him the 8 gates? Some reason is, one, he had in Legacy fanfic, which I'm basing the progression off of, actual progression. Maybe some events in the story can happen the same, similar, but I'm basing mostly the progression off of the Legacy fanfic, so yeah. 2, I think it'll be interesting to see what Jinchuriki with the 9 tails can do with the 8 gates. Maybe he could survive the 8th gate while living, and maybe, who knows, maybe it won't affect him that much, who knows. There's another bit of lore I wanted to explore because the 9 tails does have a healing factor to it. I'm going to go with the rule that was established in Legacy, which was that Jinchuriki with 5 tails and up with their tail beasts would be able to survive the 8th gate and live, which can make sense in a way, and also Hakuromo is Hakuromo, and if he was given 8 gates, he would very likely survive. Now, Naruto up until now, with all the physical training he's done over the years, has been able to get up to the first 5 gates, so around where Lee was in Naruto canon. And by the end of the month, he'll be able to get gates 6 and 7, so he's tapping on the 8th gate door right now. So as he goes throughout the training, as he enhances himself more and more, he's physically getting stronger and stronger, and is starting the process of becoming more and more Otsutsuki-like. The 8 gates and its effects will mean nothing to him, and since he's still aging, it's kind of why this stuff is becoming a lot easier for him, because as he's aging, he's become, again, more and more Otsutsuki-like, and he's able to learn things very, very quickly. Naruto continues to get stronger and gets some more jutsus that is up his sleeve, and let's just say he has progressed a lot. To the point, his true power is probably at least high sign level to probably low Kage level. But if we're basing off of his experience, he's probably around mid to high Jonin level, which is still pretty strong, no doubt about it. So he has low Kage level power at max, that is probably going to get increased over time, and because he is slowly getting the intelligence of Hakuromo, which means intelligence is going to go up by a lot, to the point he can think of strategies very quickly, like at a very godlike pace. It's the experience holding him back, and even that is high, because of Hakuromo and Kurama helping him out with that, as he sparred with them in the Mindscape. Well, mostly Hakuromo, because Kurama, and Hakuromo has also given his own train missions in his his Mindscape, but that is nothing compared to the real thing. And Hakuromo has given Naruto Jesus in his Mindscape, but of course Naruto has translated to the real world, but it makes it a lot easier for him to learn them, and coupled with him slowly becoming more and more Otsutsuki-like, him having a Sharingan and his Shadow Clones, plus the amount of chakra he has, he's progressing at a godlike level, which is what he is supposed to be in the future, a god, as he is a reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths. Naruto will also get some Genjutsu lessons from Kurenai, and he learns them really quickly, which shocks Kurenai, as it took years for her to learn all these techniques. So him getting all these techniques at a rapid pace, actually at a almost godlike pace, more exact, it's just crazy. It makes Kurenai believe that Naruto is some once-in-generation mega prodigy, and she would be in a way right, I guess? Meanwhile, Kakashi and Team 7 would get the same mission as they got in the original canon, which is that they have to head to Waves and protect Tazuna, which is not going to go over well, as they will have the encounter with the Demon Brothers, and of course Kakashi has to call Tazuna for his lies, and Tazuna will admit that he did lie to them and explains the situation in Waves. Now I think instead of going forward like they did in the original canon, they will actually call in some backup. Kakashi will send Pakun, and of course he'll reach Hiruzen, and Hiruzen will call upon Teammate. Naruto and Teammate were kind of, on their day off, and Naruto, had a date with Hinata and Ino, as he gave them a nice picnic and stuff like that. And then Kurenai appears and tells them that, they have to call off the day and stuff like that, as Hokage wants Teammate right away. It's kind of sad because she won't see Naruto for a bit, and doesn't have Sakura with her right now because she is away in waves, but Naruto promises he will make it up to her, and smiles and kisses Naruto, and Naruto will head to Hokage's office. When Naruto and company get there, Hiruzen will tell them about the situation, and Naruto will be like, this should be good. And of course, Naruto gets to unleash his full power in this mission, and he's really going to be ready to destroy anyone who gets in the way of the mission. And of course, anyone who has any thoughts of hurting one of his girls, so yeah, enemies beware, because Naruto is coming, I guess. Anyways, Kurenai will get her and her team ready, and they all set off. Meanwhile, Kakashi and Team 7 will fight against Zabuza, and Kakashi was doing well, but then he got caught in the water prison, so that means Team 7 is kind of in a vulnerable position. However, all of a sudden, someone just smacks Zabuza away at very high speed, and guess who it is? It is Naruto. Zabuza will see who it was, and he sees the kid, and is shocked that a kid like that sent him flying like that. Zabuza definitely thinks this kid could be very interesting. Kurenai, who has seen Naruto with the power he has, and how quick he learned some genjutsu, she's going to give him a chance against Zabuza. Of course, Kakashi hasn't seen him because, Naruto wasn't soon in his canon, it was Kurenai. He doesn't really want him to fight Zabuza, but Naruto will just show off his Sharingan, and Kakashi is shocked at what he's seen, and then Naruto gets to work. Naruto will fight off Zabuza in pure taijutsu, and he ends up destroying Zabuza in that department because Zabuza cannot keep up with him. Zabuza will fire off his own water dragon, and then Naruto will counter with his own, and it seems to be more powerful, and then Zabuza is kind of swept away a bit. Zabuza is shocked at what is happening, as is Kakashi. Naruto then smacks Zabuza around and has him in a bad position, which is not good for him. Then Haku will come in clutch and knock him out with the Senbone. Of course, Hagoromo will say to Naruto that Haku is not a tracker ninja and that Zabuza is still alive, and Naruto could really tell that right away because of his newly acquired intelligence and stuff like that. And when he calls her out for this type of stuff, well, yeah, she vanishes really quickly. And yes, Haku is a she. I have done this like 3 times, I believe, and I will never stop saving our fellow men of culture from the dilemma of admitting whether or not they want to give Haku their polls, because now that question can be answered with absolute certainty. We are free! I need to upload a speech about this one day. Let me know if you want a full speech in the comments below. Anyways, Naruto and company will have to help out Kakashi, but not as much because he didn't overuse the Sharingan, so he's not really incapacitated. Later on, Kakashi will help the students, tree walk. Of course, this causes Naruto to raise an eyebrow because why are they learning tree walking now? But then again, Haku reminds him that he is far above a lot of people, including Ricky Genin, and also he was able to help his students complete their Serenity ranks very quickly, which meant that Kunai students were able to get, a bit of a head start in a way, and stuff that would probably have taken like a month to get to, maybe even longer. Good thing Naruto taught Sakura tree climbing, so she does that pretty quickly. And then Sasuke and Kiba will have their struggles because they aren't necessarily, chakra control beasts, but they'll eventually get it. Naruto in his spare time will help out Tazuna with the bridge, which makes things easier for everyone involved. Naruto would also go on a semi-date in waves with, Sakura and Hinata, and they see a bit of the terrors and horrors in waves because, lack of food and stuff like that, which Naruto now desperately wants to fix because he doesn't like seeing people suffer. Inari will then have his little tantrum like in Naruto canon, and Naruto will then tell him off and tell him why he is wrong, and even explains events from his past. Inari will kind of feel bad and cry, and instead of Kakashi being the guy who comforts Inari and helps him grow, it is Kurenai since Naruto is her student. Naruto will later rest a bit in the forest with a bit of training going on, and then he will meet Haku. And there will be a bit of a conversation about precious people. Naruto already has precious people in his mind, Hiruzen, his girls, and stuff like that. And he expresses this to Haku, and also talks about the CRA. And of course, when Haku hears this, Haku kind of has some images of being a part of that, and wonders what that would be like, because Naruto is kind of attractive, if you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying I want Naruto, but having 28 inches in a certain area is going to help out a lot. Anyways, Naruto and Haku continue talking with each other about stuff like the concept of relationships, as Haku is interested in what that is like, and then the conversation will end. Naruto will then say, as Haku leaves, "Tell Zabuza I said hi." Haku just freezes right then and there, and just says to herself, "How did he know?" Naruto will say, "I already knew it was you, but I decided not to say anything until now. I think you're a great girl, and it's a shame that you chose to work with Gato, a guy that will probably betray you at the end of all this." Haku will look at Naruto and kind of agrees with Naruto in a way because Gato is not necessarily trustworthy, but she will do anything Zabuza asks of her, and if this is what he wants to do, then she will just have to deal with it. Naruto then decides to ask Haku why she follows Zabuza, and Haku will explain her story about how she met Zabuza and the bloodline massacre, I guess, because I don't know if I can say, the basic words to describe it, because I don't know, YouTube, but, and Naruto will understand her struggles, but is sad that they may have to fight. Naruto says, "I don't want to kill you, but I will if I have to." Haku then says, "I know," and then she leaves. Naruto then heads back to the house. The day of the bridge attack is now here. Naruto's clone will take care of the Gato, goons pretty easily, because, they're just, goons or thugs or whatever, and, Naruto's Naruto, so, yeah. So now we can skip to the actual bridge battle. Zabuza and Haku will appear, and of course, Naruto decides to volunteer to take on both of them at the same time. Zabuza and Haku are shocked, but see has an opportunity to take down Naruto. There's no way he could beat both of them, right? Well, they would be very, very, very wrong. Naruto's able to decimate them pretty easily. Haku could not keep up with Naruto at all in terms of speed. Naruto had unleashed a bit of Kurama's power during the fight to destroy them even more, and he was able to break out of the ice mirrors because of using Kurama's chakra, so even when Haku tried to keep him contained, yeah, not gonna happen. Everyone is watching Naruto in awe. He truly is a prodigy beyond anyone's imagination. Haku and Zabuza do not know what to do and just hope that they don't die because, well, they're facing someone who seems godlike in their opinions, I guess. Naruto will continue to show off raw speed and power, and then Gato appears along with the thugs he had in the original canon. Gato will call off the deal, and Haku realizes right then and there that Naruto was definitely right, and Zabuza declares that they are no longer enemies, and Zabuza himself even had a bit of a feeling that this would happen. Naruto will then ask everyone to stay back, and then Naruto unleashes a fireball into the sky. Naruto will then ask Tazuna if he can use the technique he's about to unleash, as it might hurt the bridge. Tazuna will say sure, and then Naruto then unleashes the new, technique that he created, and it's a very familiar technique, as it is a giant phoenix bird made out of wind. Naruto will then say, wind release, ho-oh. Naruto then unleashes the bird, and the destruction left in its wake is pretty crazy. It slams into everyone, including Gato, and the wounds that are created, they're all, sliced up and stuff like that because of the wind chakra. When the attack is finished, Gato and all the thugs are now dead because, yeah, that attack was crazy. Naruto just displayed an S-rank jutsu that can leave utter destruction and devastation in its wake. Everyone is shocked, and Zabuza and Haku both realize one thing. They cannot be enemies with this kid. If he can pull off techniques like that and destroy them like he did, well, they're gonna die. Naruto would then look at everyone and smile, and everyone just gets some chills, and then Haku and Zabuza decide to chill with the teens for a bit. Zabuza would later apologize to the bridge builder, and Tazuna would say no problem and decide to let, bygones be bygones. Naruto will then decide to talk with Zabuza and kind of gets more to feel on who Zabuza is. Haku during this is really impressed with Naruto, hearing the conversation, as he seems to show a lot of intelligence. Naruto will then convince Zabuza in a bit of a debate that using people as tools is wrong, using this intelligence, and Zabuza will have the same development like in canon. Naruto will leave, and Haku doesn't want to get to know Naruto more, as Naruto is amazing in many ways, but she also wants to stay with Zabuza. So, yeah, there's a bit of a dilemma going on right then and there, I guess. Zabuza will then give Haku a deal, and Haku will accept it. The deal specifically is Zabuza will allow her to go with Naruto back to Hidden Leaf Village, and when the time is right, they will meet again. Haku will agree to this, and Haku will say she wants to go with Naruto. Naruto then just smiles because, Haku's a great girl. Later on, Team 7 teammate and Haku will be getting ready to leave, as Haku did say goodbye to Zabuza, and everyone will eventually set off, and Haku will want to see what Naruto is like as a person, because, they've only gotten to know each other, I guess, for a couple days. To be more specific, Haku wants to see what the CRA life is like, and how Naruto is, again, as a person, stuff like that, before considering even the prospect of dating him. So, yeah. The bridge will still be called the Great Naruto Bridge like Naruto Canon because Naruto was the clear guy that, kind of motivated people and freed all of waves, so yeah. So everyone just sets off, and Naruto will, probably promise dates with Sakura and Hinata, and will then tell Haku that he'll show around the village. And in the next part, we'll go over some new events that will happen in tuning exams, and we reveal the new reincarnation of Ashura. Now, I guess you guys want to pick your guesses and stuff like that, and this will probably be the final video for, guesses and whatever. I saw one person get it right. I did see one person get it right. Let's see if more people get it right after, this releases. So, anyways, get ready for part 4. Alright, so Naruto and company are taking Haku back to the village after their mission in the Land of Waves. Naruto is talking with Haku on how life is and stuff like that, and there's a growing bond between the two. Haku then talks to Sakura and Hinata about the CRA life, and of course, they'll say the life is great, as all the Aram sisters have bonds with each other, and they really do love Naruto, so that's fun. Haku ponders this, and would like to join the Aram with the girls, but first she, of course, has to get to know Naruto and go on dates with him, so that'll be fun, I guess. Also, Haku's like a year or two younger in this version, so, like 13 or 14, so yeah, it makes the relationship between her and Naruto work a bit more. Naruto and company will head to the village, and Hiruzen will allow Haku into the village as a tuning. As I've said once before, and I'll say it again, Hiruzen would be dumb if you denied Haku, citizenship in the village, and, denying a great Kekkei Genkai that is on the verge of dying out. If he can get that Kekkei Genkai, it's a win, so he'd be pretty stupid if he didn't allow Haku into the village. So Haku will be a tuning, and will probably be joining very quickly, because Haku's Haku. So I guess that's a dub for her. Hagoromo and Kurama are just smiling as Naruto really is getting some nice girls, and he will probably get some more. Which is a positive for Hagoromo, especially because he wants to see his descendants become fruitful again, and some other stuff as well. So, that's there, I guess. Now let's go over the next couple months, 2 months more exact. First off, Hagoromo reveals to Naruto that he is getting close to getting Ice Release. Naruto is shocked, remember, since this is Stage 6 pass we're talking about, so he's pretty happy. Hagoromo will also tell Naruto he will get other Kekkei Genkai and Kekkei Tota since he is the reincarnation of Stage 6 pass, which excites Naruto even more, and Naruto has another avenue to where he can get some training done. During these 2 months for Naruto, he unlocks the Mangekyou Sharingan, which will actually become an Eternal Mangekyou Sharingan, which means that Naruto is at a new level of power. Due to all this training as well, he will get nearly full access to 9 tails power, which means 7 tails, so he is 2 tails away from achieving new heights of power, which means potentially getting KCM and some more fun stuff as well. It tells you all this Naruto is going progressing at a godlike pace. Naruto will also be learning certain techniques with his newly unlocked Ice Release as he unlocks that, which means he is working on the Ice Mirror technique Haku used, and also is using his own Ice Release to create more creations of his own, which means that Naruto is getting stronger and stronger. Naruto will also work on his Mangekyou powers, which include Kamui, Amaterasu, Tsukiyomi, and of course a new power I create for Naruto specifically that I will save for later when the time comes. Naruto will also start finally getting to Uzumaki seals, which is a huge dub for him, as this means he potentially has endless ways of dominating everyone via seals, ninjutsu, genjutsu, and other stuff as well. Both on the battlefield and in bed. Anyways, Naruto is also going on some dates with his girls over the course of the last, 2 months. Of course, he owed Ino a date, as the date with her and Hinata was kind of cut short, so, that's been solved, I guess. Over the last couple months as well, Naruto and Haku have gotten to know each other a little bit more, and of course, Haku learns more and more that Naruto is, a pretty great guy, whom she wants to be a girlfriend to, and who knows, one day they marry along with the other sisters. Haku will go on a date with Naruto, and this means that Naruto will have officially added another girl to the harem. That's, pretty good, I guess. During these 2 months as well, Naruto will get another girl, and her name is Tenten. I kind of know Tenten something, I guess, because if you caught the joke in the last part, well, I think the joke will speak for itself if you watch part 3. Anyway, so in order to make it up to Tenten, I'll give her Naruto a lot earlier than I did in Havichi Half Senju, I guess. Naruto will meet Tenten while training, in a certain area, training ground or whatever, that Tenten also happened to train at, and, Tenten is kind of mesmerized by Naruto's training, I guess. Naruto sees this and thinks Tenten is pretty cute, so Naruto will continue showing off, and then after that, we'll go to Tenten and talk with her. And then, of course, Naruto and Tenten, while they talk, Naruto will, talk about the CRA during this conversation, and of course, Tenten's fine with this. Naruto will then say, "Want to spar with me?" Tenten says sure, but wants to attach a bet to it. Tenten says if she wins, Naruto will have to go on a date with her of, a place of her choice, and if Naruto wins, he takes her on a date of his choice. Naruto smiles and then proceeds to destroy Tenten. So Naruto will take her on a date of his choice, which is at a restaurant in the village, and Tenten will love the date. The date ends with Naruto being kissed, and Tenten will be the next girl introduced to the harem. Back to Naruto's train, he will also be able to have access to 8th Gate, so that is a plus for him. He also, gets some great taijutsu techniques, and Naruto is slowly becoming a master at everything. Kurama will say to Hagoromo that
Naruto is definitely progressing at such a rapid pace. He will definitely be like you very soon, and will probably surpass you.
Hagoromo will nod and say, "Well, he has some ways to go. You are very correct, Kurama. He has learned the 8 gates and is progressing in taijutsu very quickly. He's also started learning Uzumaki seals, and he's doing very well so far. He has many powerful ninjutsu techniques and is learning more and more, and he will probably have every ninjutsu technique in his arsenal by the time he reaches 15. And that's me believing he wants to do so, or won't start creating more juices as well. He has powerful Sharingan techniques with his EMS, and will probably soon be able to combine his Susanoo with a potential Biju mode." Kurama nods, and then Hagoromo will continue and say, he will probably look into grabbing a weapon soon like a sword because of his new girlfriend Tenten, and will dominate there as well, and soon he will become a master with whatever weapon he decides to pick up. He will also allow his girls to become strong as well. Sakura, Ino, Hinata, Haku, and probably Tenten very soon. They'll all get stronger because Naruto wants them to be strong. Sakura's gotten better at Genjutsu, Ino has gotten better with her mind techniques, and will get into Fire Release soon. Hinata just got the 64 palms because Naruto wants her to succeed in Shoneji up, and Haku has started to learn more ice creation techniques for ice release, and is working more on her crystal ice mirror technique. Naruto will probably be helping Tenten with her weapons, which would be huge for her. Everything is looking up for Naruto, and of course his ladies. And I cannot wait to have fruitful descendants in the future. Haku says this with the biggest grin possible, and Cromwell just laughed. By the way, I'm going to make Tenten's chakra nature light in this one, and by make it, I mean actually give her a chakra nature, because let's just say we really don't know what her chakra nature is at all. Anyways, Hakurum would be correct about Naruto helping Tenten out, as he does help her with her, weapons and techniques and stuff like that. Specifically, Naruto helps train her in Kenjutsu, because Naruto is so good at it, he can actually help her out with Kenjutsu. In terms of Naruto's actual sword, it'd probably be like a katana in terms of length and stuff like that. Tenten's sword will probably be shorter than katana, and she will have her struggles with the Kenjutsu training, but with the help of Naruto, she gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and she's pretty proficient with the sword. So that is a plus for Tenten. In fact, it is a massive plus for her. Kurenai has been seeing Naruto progress so quickly over the last 2 months, as he has also, gotten more Genjutsu techniques, and thinks Naruto might very well become a Jonin. Not a Chunin, a Jonin, which will be very crazy because you do not see many child prodigies like Naruto just pop out of nowhere and make this big of a name for themselves. This means that Naruto is on track to becoming the greatest rookie of all time, by far. And she definitely has made her choice to send teammate to Chunin exams, because not only is Naruto ridiculously strong, but Nana and Shino are getting stronger as well, so we don't have to hear about the thing that was, holding Itachi back, which was his teammates were so bad that, the sensei of Itachi didn't want to send them to Chunin exams, because Itachi could have, become a Chunin very easily. It was just his teammates that were kind of holding that situation back. By the way, Kid Itachi was insane if you look at the light novels, but that's for another time. Anyways, on the week of the Chunin exams, Kurenai will recommend her team, and so will Asuma and Kakashi, and that will be the end of that. Meanwhile, Naruto will be walking along when he sees an interaction between his girlfriend Sakura, her teammate Kiba, and his same siblings Temari and Kankuro. Naruto will step in, and Temari will think her boy looks pretty, handsome, if you know what I'm saying. Naruto will be flirting with Temari, and Sakura will just shake her head and smile, as she knows Naruto can turn a negative situation into a positive one. Though she is pretty interested when she hears about the Chunin exams that are, coming up. Of course, Kiba will be jealous because Naruto already has like 5 girlfriends, and might get another, but will keep his mouth shut because he knows Naruto could probably destroy him very easily. Gaara will appear, and will then go up to Naruto and will say, "Mother says you are her father. Mother is very interested in you." Temari and Kankuro, who were terrified at first, are very confused because this is a new level of insane even for Gaara, so now they wonder what is going on. Who is this father he is talking about? Hakurum will then talk to Naruto and say, "This child has Shikaku. I'm going to talk to him using telepathy. Just act a bit normal." Naruto will comply, and then Hakurum will then say, "Shikaku, is that you, my child?" And inside the mind of Gaara, the Shikaku will say, "Father! It's really you. Why are you here? How are you alive?" Hakurum will then say, "This boy is my reincarnation, and I have been trained with him a lot." Hakurum will then explain, his story and stuff like that, and then the Shikaku will say, "I can understand what you're saying. Father, what do you want me to do?" Hakurum will then tell Shikaku to stop hurting Gaara and making him insane, and allow him to get some sleep. Shikaku will then say, "I will, father. I'll do anything for you. Also, could you fix his seal? It's kinda not that well done." Hakurum will say he can't, but Naruto can. Hakurum will then tell Naruto to fix the seal using his Uzumaki seals he has learned, and Naruto will say sure, and then Naruto will use the seal he learned, and the seal will be, fixed, and it's to the point where it has the same capabilities as Naruto's seal. Gaara will no longer hear the voices of the Shikaku that are, driving him insane, and Gaara will thank him, and Temari and Kankuro are shocked at what just happened. Gaara and his Saiyan siblings will leave, and Temari kind of blushes as Naruto just seems incredible. Naruto will then take Sakura away on a date, and Kiba is all alone, and Kiba will just have to walk home alone with his partner Akamaru. Hakurum will then tell Naruto he will do a great job during the Chunin exams, and Naruto isn't surprised hearing this, type of praise and stuff like that because he has all the skills necessary. Naruto himself is aiming for Jonin. He has the power, the intelligence, the speed, the whole package. All he has to do is pass. Kurenai will tell her team that they have been recommended for Chunin exams, and Naruto, of course, is ready along with everyone else. Nana has been trained for this, Shino has been trained for this, and Naruto is, well, Naruto. So there shouldn't be no excuse that, this team shouldn't do well in the Chunin exams, As the week progresses, Naruto will go on dates with his 5 girls, and Haku in particular will wish her Aram sisters and Naruto lucky in exams. All of them will break as, put their hands in the middle and lift them up and say break, and then they'll kiss Naruto. And then we get to the Chunin exams. As Naruto heads toward the building, Naruto hears Hakurum tell him that the reincarnation of Ashura is here. Naruto will ask who it is, and Hakuren will say, I don't know exactly, but the reincarnation is near. Naruto nods, and of course, Naruto and teammate head into the academy building, and along the way, they see Sasuke wanting to go up against Rock Lee. Rock Lee will see Naruto, and Rock Lee will be like, hey, you're the actual Rookie of the Year. I want to fight you now. And Naruto will say, fight the opponent in front of you. And, Rock Lee will just, focus back on Sasuke. Now, let me go over Sasuke a little bit. He is around the same from his camp personality. And Hakuren had said to Naruto that Sasuke will grow over time. But he needs to fight his inner demons on his own and find people that, who appreciate him, stuff like that. And Sasuke has been kind of progressing because of Sakura, Kiba, and even Kakashi in a way. Sasuke also has wanted to get even stronger because of Naruto, but feels like that is unlikely because Naruto is a mega prodigy. However, it won't stop him from trying. He feels jealous that Naruto has the abilities he had in even a Sharingan because, the circumstances that Naruto had, I guess. But needs to push forward as he cannot be weaker than anyone else because, he has to kill Itachi one day. And he will prove himself right now by beating this weird bowl-cut dude in front of him. Naruto will then walk away, and Nai will say, don't you want to watch this? And Naruto will say, nope, this battle's already over. And all of them leave, and then Sasuke will proceed to get destroyed by Rock Lee, so Naruto was definitely right. Naruto will meet his girls as they give him a kiss, and of course Naruto will see Neji, and Naruto and Neji will give each other glares. So let's just say Naruto is still not a fan of Neji, and Tenten is not necessarily a fan of him either, which is an improvement on her canon personality, if you ask me. So yeah, I guess. Naruto will hear from Hakuren that the reincarnation is near, and Naruto will look to keep an eye on, the reincarnation. Kabuto will appear, and Naruto will not trust him at all, as Hakuren will say not to trust him, so yeah. Naruto will then see a new girl, and she has blonde hair, along with some other ninja from the Hidden Cloud. Hakuren will point out that one of the girls is a Jinchuriki of the Two Tails. Naruto is definitely shocked. Alright, so let me explain. So Yugato in the actual story did not really have much use in the actual Naruto story besides, I guess, being captured by Hidan and Kakuzu. So in order to make more use of her and potentially add her into the harem as well, I think age bending her down a lot will be the best solution here because we don't know much really about Yugato, I want to make more use out of her as a character, and since she doesn't have much use as she was when she was like 30, I think I can, age bend her down without it impacting the story with potential issues and stuff like that. So yeah. Killer Bee will also be there as well, while Yugato will have, her actual sensei. I have plans for Chunin exams, big plans so to say, because I'm also adding that trio. Karui, Samui, and Omoi. Karui and Samui will be looking at Naruto while he's not focusing on them and blush, because Naruto is kind of attractive, And of course, Omoi will say something stupid, and Karui get mad, and, the usual. Naruto will smile at Yugato, and she'll blush, and then the first part, part of the exam will begin. Naruto, reuniting the whole world with his attractiveness and strength. He is truly the child of prophecy. Anyways, back to the first exam. Naruto will dominate this one, and everyone will move on like an actual canon, in addition to Yugato and her team, along with, Karui, Samui, and Omui, and stuff like that. So, yeah. Later on, we get the actual Chunin exams, and the test will be proctored by Anko, and of course, Naruto's pretty excited, and Hakuren will say that the reincarnation of Hashira is, once again, very close. Naruto will wonder where the person is, but the actual test will, begin, and Naruto and company will complete, the Force of Death very quickly, as they get their scroll very quickly, so that's a positive, so they can now head to the tower. So, him and his team will travel to the tower, but Hakuren and Karma will tell Naruto Team 7 is in trouble, and Naruto will send a clone with Teammate and will take care of the matter himself. Naruto will see Orochimaru fighting with Team 7, and Naruto will make his presence known to Orochimaru. Orochimaru, feeling confident he can beat Naruto because he looks like a Genin, goes after him, and then Naruto just punches him in the stomach at incredible speed, which will cause Orochimaru to cough up blood, and Orochimaru is, shocked at feeling that type of power from a Genin. Orochimaru will then try to strike him, but Naruto fires off some wood locusts, and then they explode, and Orochimaru takes a bunch of damage from the blast. Orochimaru will then get thrashed about by Naruto because, Naruto's Naruto, and there isn't really anything Orochimaru can do. And then this will put Orochimaru in a state he has not really been in a long time. Fear, panic, and vulnerability. I guess free states, but Orochimaru will crawl away and say, "Stay back, please, don't hurt me, please." Naruto had broken him down, and with how dominant he had been, and now the only thing he can do is beg. For you see, Orochimaru now sees Naruto is not a Genin, he's not even a boy. He is a god, and he has incurred his wrath. Naruto just utters one word from his mouth as he just walks up to Orochimaru. Run. And Orochimaru does just that. Team 7 will fake Naruto, and he will leave them, but will have a clone stay with them. They end up encountering a Sound Gang the day afterwards, Zaku and Dosu would die at the hands of Naruto via sword strike, and then Naruto would knock out Ken to take her in for questioning. Meanwhile, before all that happened, Naruto would encounter a girl on the way with red hair, who has just been separated from her teammates. She introduces herself, and Naruto introduces himself as well. Hagoromo will then say, "It's her." Naruto will then ask Hagoromo, "What do you mean?" Hagoromo will then say, "She is a reincarnation of Ashura." Naruto's eyes widen in shock. Now, I'm going to say this very quickly before people, in the comments, say something or whatever. Reincarnation technically doesn't have to be like the reincarnation into another gender or specifically. Reincarnation is you essentially reincarnating into someone else entirely, or even something else. You can literally reincarnate into, let's just say, a tiger or something like that in your next life or whatever, based off of like the beliefs of reincarnation, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of basing this type of reincarnation process off of. So even though Ashura was originally a, I guess, male, of course, his chakra, or in his next life, he is essentially now inside of Karin. Especially since Naruto, is kind of occupied by, Hagoromo. So it kind of made sense to put Ashura and Karin because, she's in Uzumaki and all this other type of stuff. So yeah, that's kind of why we're here. So yes, Karin is a reincarnation of Ashura. Shout out to the person who got it. I believe it was in part 2. So yeah, I forget who guessed it, but shout out to you. You got that correct. I think you actually said either Karin Tayuya. So, but again, shout out to you. Anyways, what will happen next? And what plans do I have for the preliminaries? Find out in next part. Alright, so if you remember from the last part, my dude Naruto and Hagoromo discovered who the reincarnation of Ashura was, and it was Karin. Then I went to stuff about reincarnation, why I made the decision, because, I had to, justify and stuff like that. But, I won't get into it here because, it will clock up the video a little bit, so, not here. So now we have, Hagoromo being like, you have to befriend this person, although I don't think you want to date her. Naruto's like, nope, because I don't think you are comfortable being my reincarnation, stuff like that, and dating a girl who has the chakra of your own son. And honestly, I'm not comfortable with that either. Hagoromo will just nod, and, Karin will just laugh, as this is probably the only time Naruto will not use his charms to add another woman to his harem. So, yeah. Naruto will talk with Karin for a bit, and she seems like she is, from the hidden grass fields and stuff like that, and Naruto will be impressed, as she seems like, a bit of a hard worker, and she seems strong, though her teammates seem kinda incompetent, so, yeah. Yikes. Naruto will send Karin on her way, and Naruto will go back to his team. Naruto will get there, and his teammates will be able to reach his tower before Gaara and his teammates. Yeah, I did not mention that Naruto had, recently sent that clone, and basically held back his teammates for around, probably 15 minutes, and then spent probably 10-15 minutes talking with Karin and stuff like that, and he was able to get back to his teammates very, very quickly, so yeah. Naruto and his teammates, will rest, and slowly we'll see Naruto's girls and their teams come, and Naruto will greet them. When Sakura and Team 7 arrive, Naruto's glad her team is safe, and Sakura thanks Naruto for protecting her and her teammates, and of course they share a kiss. And of course Yukito and the trio, will arrive here as well, which means we have some new teams here in the tuning exams. Oh yeah, one more thing, Karin and her team, they make it as well, but barely. From a narrative perspective, I think it would be good to have Karin here, as she's a reincarnation of Ashura, and it would be a bit wrong of me to not have Karin involved in this tournament in some way. Karin will walk in the room, and she thinks Sasuke is actually, kind of attractive when, she sees him, and might see if she can learn, stuff about Sasuke, and maybe get to know him, stuff like that, and, start dating one day, or who knows. Which means that the preliminaries are going to get very interesting. Now, we will get into the preliminaries right about now. With these preliminaries, we are going to have a lot of matchups here, as we have, 3 new teams from the original canon, also minus the sound getting because, Kin's captured, and Dosu and Zaku are dead. The Cloud Trio with Samui, Kari, and Omui, Yukito and her Cloud Ninja fodder, and of course Karin and her Grass Ninja fodder. Yeah, if you haven't guessed it, anyone who, gets the Fodder Ninja is going to get an automatic win. And of course Kabuto will leave for this, as he has no purpose here, and a big thing here is if Kabuto leaves, he makes the matchups even. So since we no longer have a sound gating, we have added new, 3 new teams, we would have 27 Ninja, so Kabuto is an obvious cut. So time to get to the old classic old number generator, so let's do the preliminaries. First off is Yukito versus Misumi, the strategy guy. Yukito is able to use her fireball jutsu to deal with Misumi along with her cat-like reflexes, literally and figuratively. Misumi cannot catch up, and Yukito will win. Naruto is very impressed with two-tailed Shinchuriki and gives her a thumbs up, and of course Yukito will blush and will be excited because Naruto knows her, and she did very well in her match. Next matchup is Samari versus Omoi. Now, I would say Omoi would be working with a bit of Lightning Chakra or Sword combination, stuff like that, but in the early stages since he's beginning. However, I can't see Omoi being Tamari here, and coupled with Tamari wanting to impress Naruto herself, she takes the win via her Wind Scythe Jutsu. Also, Wind is a counter Lightning, so yeah, she was going to win no matter what. After Tamari, is declared the winner, she looks at Naruto, winks at him, and Naruto smiles, and that gives, Tamari a massive blush on her face. Next matchup is Shikamaru versus the second Grass Ninja Fodder. This is a dub for Shikamaru, as I just said. Fodder are automatic wins for a lot of characters, except for when they face Fodder themselves, because, both of them kind of suck. But anyway, Shikamaru being Shikamaru takes a dub, and our next matchup is Samui versus Kiba. Now, this is a bit tough because I can see either one win here. Samui is, in this one, will be able to barely edge out Kiba here, however, as she is more motivated by wanting to show out for Naruto. She have a couple of Lion Style Jutsu herself, and I would say that it would end up, with not going to keep it out because, I have more plans for Samui here, and I feel like she didn't get a lot of shine in the original Naruto story, if you get what I'm saying. And I would say that Kiba's arrogance would be his downfall here, so that's why I'm giving Samui the win here. There probably was a bit of training for, Kiba to kind of improve himself a little bit because Naruto was Naruto. However, that is offset by his arrogance when fighting, Samui, since he's a girl. And so in this matchup, he probably, probably could have won if he actually, took her seriously, but he lost instead because of his arrogance. Which I will think would be a good moment of growth for Kiba to not underestimate anyone, so that's a positive. Samui will look at Naruto and Naruto will smile, and guess what? She blushes. Next matchup is Shino versus Choji. Well, this one is obvious. Guess who wins? You guessed it, it's Shino. Shino can just dodge Choji over and over again, and then he'll drain over the course of the match because of his insects, and that's how Shino will get the win. Naruto and Hinata will congratulate him, and Shino will be pretty happy. Next matchup is Sasuke versus Kaori. Kaori definitely wants to impress Naruto, as Samui definitely got her win, so Kaori should be able to get a win here. But the problem here is, well, Sasuke is Sasuke. Sasuke will be able to dodge her sword with his Sharingan, and yeah, Sasuke will still get a Sharingan here, as he will still get it via training and desire to try and surpass Naruto, kind of like, Vegeta with Goku and stuff like that. And Sasuke will beat Kaori just because Sasuke is not limited by the curse mark here. So that means Sasuke can fight at full strength, and he'll take the dub. Sakura will congratulate him, and Naruto will give him a thumbs up, and Hakura will tell Naruto Sasuke is definitely strong, and in a way, he is proud of him because chakra stuff of injury, Anyways, next matchup will be Ino versus Sakura. Shockingly, we're back to this matchup despite me using a random number generator. So who will have the advantage this time? Both Sakura and Ino have been trained under Naruto, and they are both friends with each other. In fact, they are Aram sisters. This means that while both of them will try to give it their all, both of them will potentially have the hesitation, but will want to give each other a great fight, so I think they'll be able to overcome that little factor. However, there is one edge I think Sakura will have here, and that's her mind. I think she'll be able to take advantage of her mind more, especially since she has more foundation or freaking jutsu. Ino also has her mind techniques and stuff like that, but Sakura has shown to have at least a bit more intelligence, or is at least more knowledgeable, you know what I'm saying? And for having her own Genjutsu techniques with, the tree binding jutsu, which Ino's not able to counter because she is stuck in a bind, since in her Genjutsu state, she can't release hand symbols, so Sakura's able to knock her out with that blow, or at least weaken her because of that bit, punch to the head, and she'll be able to take the dub, but she's definitely exhausted after the match. So Sakura will be able to move on to the next round. Naruto will congratulate both his girls and give them kisses, and will wish Sakura luck, and Sakura smiles, and she promises she'll become a Chunin unless she has to face Naruto because Naruto's a beast. Next matchup is Hinata versus Yoroi. Hinata will win this matchup as she will destroy him with the furry 2 palms and newly acquired speed with her training with Naruto. So yeah, she'll be able to beat Yoroi, and she'll move on to the third round. Naruto will give her a kiss and time to go into the next matchup, though one more note, Neji's kind of impressive Hinata, because she did show out, and it's starting to have a bit of an opinion change, but he still doesn't like her. Next matchup is Tenten versus Gaara. Now, while Tenten has improved in this what if because Naruto's trained her, she cannot match up against Gaara, so that means she will lose to him, though she does put up a decent fight. Gaara will also won't look to kill her because he is a bit calmed down his canon because Naruto as his Shikaku because of Shikaku meant Hagoromo, so Tenten will be defeated, Gaara will move on, and Naruto will comfort Tenten and will give her a kiss. Telling her she did very well, and Tenten smiles. Next is, well, Naruto versus one of the Cloud Ninja fodder. I don't need to say anything here, Naruto will win because it's fodder. Naruto will win and will get kisses from all his current girlfriends because he won. Not bad if you know what I'm saying. Next matchup is Neji versus Grass Ninja Fodder. Neji will win, I don't need to explain why. Lee will face off against the Cloud Ninja Fodder, the other one, and will destroy him. And finally get into Kankuro versus Karin. Now let's see how strong Karin is in this canon. Karin actually has access to Water Chakra Nature, so she has Water Bullet Jutsu and Water Prison Jutsu. She also has access to some Genjutsu, so that's pretty good for her, and she has also access to Shadow Clone Jutsu. Meanwhile, Kankuro is the same as his original canon counterpart, and here Karin will end up beating him. Kankuro would not have to use the full power of the Crow here, so no Poison Blades and stuff like that, so I think Karin will take the dub here for that reason. Also, since she's a sensor, she can probably, be able to sense Kankuro in the, bandaged body, so yeah, this is going to give Karin a bit of the edge moving forward as she, unleashes the Water Bullet Jutsu on the real Kankuro, and that's how she's able to get the dub from there because, she has the advantage from that moment on. Karin, of course, after she wins, she will wink at Sasuke, and Sakura wonders if she can help, the girl get with Sasuke in a way, but who knows. She has Naruto right now, and, Hagoromo will say after the fight, I'm definitely impressed with her so far. If she could, keep that up, she will definitely be a force of nature in the future. Naruto is pretty excited, but of course has to befriend her as she's the reincarnation of Astra and stuff like that, so yeah. A little later, Naruto will talk with Tamari, Kari, Yukito, and Samui, and using his charms and stuff like that, he will be able to get dates with them, so that's positive for him. Now we'll get into the matches for the third round of the tuning exams. First matchup is Sasuke versus Yukito. Well, the Two Tails Jinchuriki versus Sasuke. It's pretty obvious why this is a good matchup, so that should be a great fight, to write. Next is Karin versus Shikamaru, another good matchup as we got an improved Karin, who has some new tricks up her sleeves, and Shikamaru, at least the guy who's the most intelligent guy in the series. But I think we have a clear winner here. Anyways, next matchup is Rock Lee versus Samui. Now, so I'm giving Samui a bit of a buff here. I don't see her being Rock Lee as he is not as cocky as Kiba, and has the 8 gates, so I see her journey at the tuning exams ending here. At least she has Naruto. Next is Sakura versus Gaara, an improved version of Gaara in terms of sanity versus improved Sakura in terms of skill. I think this is a better matchup than you guys think it is, based on how much these two have improved from the original canon, and I think, it could be a very good fight, And finally, we have a Battle Royale matchup with Naruto versus Hinata versus Neji. Yeah, we have something crazy right now. So I know you guys will put in the comments, why not a back-to-back or something like that? And the reason is because Naruto is way too strong, and if you had a back-to-back one at a time, it wouldn't be stressful for Naruto at all. With the Battle Royale element, it's a lot better for him in terms of stress and stuff like that, as Naruto will be facing off against 2 people at once versus only 1. But this won't do much for Naruto as he's just way too OP, but this is just a measure that can allow Naruto to, use a bit more energy, but there's no way that Naruto will lose these two, no chance at all. Naruto wishes Hinata luck and will even help her train, which Hinata appreciates, so, she'll probably get destroyed by Naruto. Now let's get into the meeting with Jiraiya, as Kurenai will tell Naruto someone wants to train with him, and Naruto will discover it is one of the legendary Sannin in Jiraiya. Naruto is pretty hyped and will want to know what Jiraiya wants to teach him, but Jiraiya says he'll show him when they get to it. Jiraiya also says, I would love to get to know you a lot more since you seem to have nice good relates with you. An ever-growing harem because of your CRA. And Jiraiya then gives a very perverted smile. Naruto kind of realizes right then there that Jiraiya is a massive pervert, but he's not going to care about that much. The reason for this is because of the fact that Naruto has been trained and essentially kind of interacted with a perverted 1,000-year-old sage who is essentially God in terms of the ninjaverse, and a fox who also seems to be very perverted as well. In fact, by this point, Naruto has probably acquired himself, if we're being honest. Anyways, Naruto goes to Jiraiya, and Jiraiya can only teach him around 2 things, which are the Rasengan and a Tosomi Jutsu, and Naruto gets those very quickly, so that's very cool for him. He will also talk to Jiraiya about, being the sensei to Minato and stuff like that, and about, being a godfather, and Jiraiya, will explain why he couldn't really be there for him earlier on, and Naruto will accept that, because he did have Kurama and Hagoromo train him all that time. And then a little bit later on, he'll also go on dates with his girls during that month time skip since he has all this time now. Because as Jiraiya tries to give him more techniques, Naruto just learns them very quickly. And, Jiraiya has run out of stuff to teach him. Jiraiya is just amazed at Naruto and wonders how this kid is not joining yet. He has joining level skills. In fact, it might be above joining. He might be a Hokage level at this point, Meanwhile, I want to get to Kintsuchi. She's captured by the Leaf Village and put into her interrogation thanks to her boy Naruto, which means that yes, she will probably be in the harem very soon. And of course, Naruto will be here to help influence her to talk a little bit more. And Naruto will say, well, it seems you are enjoying your time in prison. And of course, Kin will lash out and says it's not enjoyable at all, and she can't wait to be free, as she has 1 month before that can happen, since she gave up all the information she could, though she did not know anything about the invasion. Naruto will point out, and where are you going to go? Kim will look down, as she doesn't really have anywhere to go, because Orochimaru will kill her if she goes back to Sound Village. Naruto says, you could always live here with me, and we could get to know each other, and stuff like that. Kim will say, why should I do that? You're the one who put me in this situation in the first place. Naruto will say, and I can help get you out of it. Plus, even though you work for that snake weirdo, I think you're at least a decent person. Plus, you are pretty. Kin really brushes hearing that, as she has never heard a guy say it to her, directly like that, and hearing it from a dude like Naruto, and of course, she's wondering if she should accept that offer right now. Of course, she then asks if she could recommend some other ladies he would want to, Naruto to help out, and of course, Naruto will accept this, and she'll tell him a couple, and Naruto will be like, aight. Naruto then asks her on a date, and Kin will accept, and it will be whenever she gets out. Karma and Hakuren will just smile. So, anyways, Naruto will continue to train, and of course, he'll help his girls out in terms of training, such as, Hinata and Sakura, since they are in a tuning exam, so like that. Even some of the ones, he got into dating, which is a positive, like Samui, Tamari, and stuff like that. Though the training for them is about to be a little bit more, briefer and they're going to have the least experience with Naruto's training because, well, they're new additions to the harem. So, yeah. And of course, he's also using Shadow Clones to help the girls train because he can't be everywhere at once. Naruto knows he will do very well for training exams and cannot wait to dominate. Meanwhile, Orochimaru has been very bothered by how the Force of Death turned out. He is kind of scared from what Naruto did to him, as Naruto essentially destroyed him in every way possible. From a combat perspective, he was outclassed. From a jutsu perspective, he was outmatched. And from a total presence perspective, in terms of generating fear with just their mere presence alone, he was just outclassed overall. He was even at a point afraid of Naruto, which just annoys him so much because he should not have to fear someone like that, especially from a 12-year-old getting, but here we are. Orochimaru now wants revenge, and he will invade the Leaf and outright kill Hiruzen and that boy. He will show he is Orochimaru, and at this point he is losing his logic and his sanity because of how much he was dominated by Naruto. He wants revenge badly. So that's kind of why he's making decisions like this. He'll still do, the invasion stuff during tuning exams, but the deal with the sand is kind of off, and of course, Gar and his sand siblings don't want to interfere anymore, but Tamara does want to continue on with the tournament as she wants to fight, and of course, stay with Naruto as long as possible. Plus, again, these are tuning exams, so of course they have to stay. Now we'll get into the day of the third round of tuning exams. So we'll, Naruto heading to the area and stuff like that, and Hakuren will tell him that he senses something bad is going to happen today and will probably involve Orochimaru. And of course, Naruto is not afraid of this because he already knows he can stop the invasion very easily, or whatever Orochimaru has planned. When all the contestants gather for the tournament, they are, told to have good luck and stuff like that, and, the first matchup will begin with, of course, Sasuke versus Yugito, since, he will still train for Kakashi's timeline, but since he's not limited by a curse mark, he, isn't going to show up late, so that's pretty good positive for him. But, just as that fight's going to start, all of a sudden, giant snakes appear, and the guy who rides on top of one of them is Orochimaru. And of course, Orochimaru will say, "Your time is going to come to an end, old man. I can't wait to kill you, and that boy." Naruto knows who he's talking about, himself, and knows he has to defend the village. He unleashes a couple of Shadow Clones, in fact, a bunch of them, and Naruto will say, "It's time to get to work. Let's defend this village and destroy Orochimaru once and for all." He looks at Orochimaru, and Orochimaru just kind of gets a bit of PTSD fear, but of course, Orochimaru is not going to try to stand his ground this time, and he's not going to let Naruto, scare him. At least visibly on the surface, but, he's probably feeling fear on the inside, if you know what I'm saying, so, yeah, that's, that's something that he's dealing with at the moment. Naruto will look at Orochimaru and say, "You come to my village, interrupt a tournament where I could potentially become a Jonin, not a Chunin, a Jonin, just because you got a little bit mad about probably not being denied being the fourth Hokage over my father, and of course, you are also very angry that I destroyed you in the Force of Death and the amount and how I did it to you. Well, guess what? I'm gonna do it to you again, and there's nothing you're gonna do to stop me." Orochimaru will then say, "I will get my revenge on you, boy, and Hiruzen." And then, of course, Naruto will say, "Well, you can try, but it's not going to happen." So, the ultimate battle between Orochimaru and Naruto will happen here, or where this could potentially be their final battle. What will happen? Find out in the next part, I guess. Alright, so we have just seen Orochimaru, who has gone crazy because of what Naruto did to him in the Forest of Death, has recklessly invaded the Hidden Leaf Village. Naruto is ready for the battle ahead as he summons his Shadow Clones, and he's ready to defend, his village, his home. Orochimaru has decided to leave the Sand Village out of it as long as they don't interfere, though he actually planned to kill them as well during this invasion because they know a bit too much. However, Naruto is just way too unstoppable. Naruto kills all the Sound Ninja pretty easily, or at least the ones Orochimaru brought with him. So, yeah, he also brought the Sound forward with him because he's a bit crazy right now. Naruto, seeing this, remembers that Kin told him about a girl from the Sound 4 with reddish, pinkish hair, and she wanted him to save her if, he had the chance. And Naruto realizes that that girl must be Tayuya. And my boy Naruto is like, another one, as he can add another girl to his harem. I mean, save another girl from the clutches of Orochimaru. The other dudes can't be saved, the Sound 4, Jirobo, Hidomaru, and Sako and Ukon, but Tayuya can definitely be saved, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, Naruto will, see the Sound 4. Naruto knows he can defeat them pretty easily, but then again, to their Curse Mark 2 states, because, they are aware that Naruto is really strong, so they go into, their maximum power. Now, pause the video real quick to answer this question. How much does this change for Sound 4 in terms of whether or not they either get destroyed by Naruto or not, and, whatever. And go. Time's up. If you guess absolutely nothing, you are correct. First, Naruto knocks out Tayuya, then a clone will grab Tayuya and get her out of the way, and then Jirobo will be like, give her back, and then Naruto will say, I think you should worry about yourselves, as Naruto will point up to the sky, and of course, guess what? He is about to release his wind-release Ho-Oh, the jutsu to be used against Gato and his thugs. Then Naruto will unleash Ho-Oh, and the other 3 members of his Sound 4 will die instantaneously. Orochimaru will be horrified as he just saw some of his top ninja just die right in front of him, and who knows what he wants with Tayuya. Everyone's just in awe as Naruto seems to be on another plane of power, and a lot of Jonin in that arena realize that Naruto is so much stronger than them, and he might be stronger than the third Hokage. Well, he is because of what he did to Orochimaru, but I don't think all of them are aware of that, Naruto will then look at Orochimaru and say, maybe you will get the message, and learn that you are far below me in terms of overall strength. Then again, you're always behind my father when it came to strength, and you lost the Hokage position to him. Funny how your own teacher didn't want you to become Hokage, but then again, based on how you conduct yourself and you have such a constant thirst for power and eternal life, I would have made the exact same choice. You are nothing but a third-rate shinobi with a fourth-rate personality who has a weird obsession with young bodies. And what's funny is, like my father, I'll become the Hokage before you, and the cycle will repeat itself, as not only were you outclassed by my father, but you are going to be outclassed by his son. But you won't be able to see it, as I will kill you right here, right now. Naruto gets ready to fight Orochimaru, and Orochimaru is just saying they're extremely angry because this brat has insulted him for the last time. Orochimaru will say, don't you dare mock me! Naruto smiles as his psychological warfare definitely worked. Hiruzen is shocked as Naruto has definitely broken Orochimaru. Hagoromo and Kurama just smile as Naruto has become a king of not only destroying his opponents physically, but also mentally. Naruto just smiles as Orochimaru is just charging him recklessly, and Naruto just taps into the first gate and smacks Orochimaru to the wall of the stadium. Naruto is just happy right now as he landed a clean hit, and Orochimaru definitely felt that. Orochimaru will use his snake shading technique and will look at Naruto with a bit of horror. He remembers the force of death, how he was broken by him there, and is feeling the same pain he got that day. Naruto will say, you can't even get me to use 50% of my full power, and yet you call yourself a Sannin. You call yourself someone who is more worthy of becoming Hokage than my own father? Based on how I have already destroyed you with one hit, you wouldn't be able to kill a Genin. You're not intimidating, you're not strong, you are just weak. Orochimaru just gets angrier and angrier. Quick feint, if you want to know why Naruto is just straight up breaking Orochimaru right now, and it's going harder on him than other opponents, well, let's just say Hagoromo told him what he did to Anko, Ken told him a bit of what life with Orochimaru was like, and of course, you see some results of that with how Tayuya transformed and stuff like that. And even though Naruto won't end up with Anko probably because, Anko's older than Naruto and stuff like that, he really doesn't like anyone who does some horrible stuff to women. And yeah, he doesn't really like Orochimaru overall for trying to attack one of his girls, Sakura, and for how he recruits new people who are taken advantage of by their lack of initial purpose. Naruto hates that the most about Orochimaru, and he's going to make sure he not only kills Orochimaru, but also breaks him mentally in the process. And Naruto is the last person you want to anger. Naruto will continue to dominate Orochimaru with just plain taijutsu. Orochimaru doesn't know what to do. Naruto then grins and decides to mess with him a bit and will turn his Mangekyo, and it will hit Orochimaru with that little Amaterasu, and Orochimaru is being burned by those flames, and he is definitely not liking that at all, and Naruto is not putting those flames out at all. Orochimaru continues to scream, and then as those flames start burning him, he decides to snake shed, and will somehow not get burned in the process. Maybe it was some miracle, or Naruto wanted to torture Orochimaru some more, whatever the reason was, there is definitely worse to come for Orochimaru. Hiruzen is looking at all this with shock and awe, as the Suen he considered to be as strong as a Sannin, the Suen who betrayed him and probably could have killed him if they faced off today, is being destroyed by a 12-year-old boy who's the son of Minato and Kushina. Naruto is right now showing that he's above Hiruzen in terms of power, and it's not even close. Hiruzen does know that he have to retire one day, and while Naruto does lack some experience, it's very possible that Naruto could become the Hokage at around 15 years old, at least. But unfortunately, Naruto does lack two things right now, and that's, again, experience. So if he retired today, Naruto would not become the Hokage, and you have to find someone else. And everything is approved from the village, because there are still people who don't like Naruto. But that's another topic for another day. Orochimaru has taken a lot of damage thus far, and it seems that Naruto is holding nothing back. Though he actually is, but, you know, it just feels like he's holding nothing back, you know. Orochimaru is now no longer concerned with getting revenge like he initially planned. Right now, he needs to get out of there because Naruto will kill him. He can't deny it anymore. He will die if he stays here any longer. Naruto is just far above him right now, and he absolutely cannot beat him. This was a mistake, and he's regretting it right now. The Sand Siblings are glad they did not have to, live up to the bargain that they made with Orochimaru, as they do not want to be Naruto's enemy. That would not be fun at all. If you could do that to Orochimaru, imagine what he could do to their father. Well, you haven't necessarily, heard what Orochimaru did to, him yet, but, whatever. Naruto will look to finish off Orochimaru, and Naruto says, "You have hurt far too many people. You do not deserve to be kept alive. You have hurt your own student. You have hurt your own subordinates and citizens. You have even tried to hurt one of my girlfriends. But worst of all, you hurt your own teacher, which is a cardinal sin in the ninja world. You have hurt so many innocent lives in your pursuit of power, and I cannot allow it to go unpunished. Today is the day that you die. Today is the last day you can impact the lives of other people with your twisted experiments, and this is the last time you will steal another person's body. Face my other ultimate jutsu." Naruto charges up lightning in the sky and will summon up Kirin, the technique Sasuke developed in Shippuden, and is now in the hands of Naruto and is canon. Naruto will say, "This dragon will be the last thing you will see before you die, so get ready. It's time. Lightning style, Kirin!" Naruto fires off Kirin down to Orochimaru. Orochimaru sees his death coming right before his eyes. However, there seems to be one person who will not allow Orochimaru to die, and that is Kabuto Yakushi. You see, Orochimaru had left Kabuto back at Sound Village to run things and stuff like that, and he was going to do that and, sit still and stuff like that, but this was a different occasion, as Orochimaru was acting a bit crazy, and Kabuto could tell that Orochimaru was not himself ever since he fought Naruto in the Forest of Death. Kabuto knew right then and there that he would have to watch Orochimaru and help him, and, all that other type of stuff, but of course secretly because he doesn't want to be caught disobeying Orochimaru's orders. He actually wanted to help him when he saw him fight Naruto, but when he saw Naruto destroy Orochimaru the way he did, he knew that he could not be involved in that fight at all, as he would be killed. When Kabuto saw Naruto rain down a Kirin on Orochimaru, or was about to, Kabuto made it his choice to save Orochimaru himself by sacrificing his life for him. The man that gave him an identity must be kept alive. He must be saved from this boy. He must live. Kabuto uses substitution jutsu, which, by the way, is really broken when you think about it, and swaps himself with Orochimaru. Orochimaru notices this right away, that he is no longer the target of the attack, and just runs for his life. Naruto notices this as well, but he cannot stop the attack. Oh well, at least he killed Orochimaru's top subordinate, as Haruka revealed that to him as well. The attack hits Kabuto, and he screams, and Orochimaru hears those screams and realizes what happened, and thanks Kabuto for giving up his life, so that he could live once more. When the attack is finished, and everyone sees the smoke has cleared, they are shocked to see it is a different person who was on the receiving end of Kirin. Naruto will then try to look for Orochimaru, but it seems that against all odds, he has escaped. However, Naruto realizes one thing, in that he has severely destroyed Orochimaru's empire. His Sound 4, his greatest subordinate, his army, almost everything is gone. He may have a couple experiments and some other ninja back at his village, but it is far from Orochimaru he had before. Naruto knows everything around Orochimaru is crumbling around him, and he knows that it is only a matter of time before his end comes. So Naruto will take this for now, knowing he saved his village, and with a couple of minor fixes, the Chunin exams will actually continue. Yukito will face off against Sasuke. And this one is very even, as both are stronger than they were in the last month. Sasuke knows he can't really use Chidori on her, as he doesn't want to kill her, so he needs to beat her in a battle of fire. Sasuke and Yukito will continue to trade blows, and Sasuke is starting to get tired. Yukito then decides to tap into the chakra of the Two Tails, as the Two Tails and her are kinda on good terms. This gives Yukito the boost that she needed, and she's able to take advantage over Sasuke. Sasuke has no idea what is going on, and he cannot stop it, and Yukito will finish off Sasuke with a punch, and Yukito will move on to the next round. Naruto congratulates Yukito, and of course Yukito will blush. Next up is Karin versus Shikamaru. Karin shows that she has some good speed that Shikamaru was not able to keep up with, and Karin's able to land a couple hits on Shikamaru, which makes this match pretty physical. Of course, Shikamaru doesn't like that, and knowing that he cannot beat Karin, will surrender, and Karin will cheer as she moves on to the next round, and was actually, she actually did better than Sasuke, so yeah. Naruto claps for her, and now we'll get into Rock Lee versus Samui. Samui will try her best, and Rock Lee is a bit gentle in terms of his hits because, he doesn't want to hurt a lady, but when Samui sees him tap into the 8 gates, she has no choice but to surrender. Naruto comforts Samui, and she definitely appreciates that, if you know what I'm saying. Next up is Sakura versus Gaara. This one is a bit competitive, as Sakura's able to use a couple of Genjutsu tactics that, does cause Gaara to be put on edge. However, when he unleashes his sand on Sakura, she can't really compete with that, and she is forced to surrender. Naruto congratulates Sakura and tells her it was the right choice, and she did very well, and we'll now move on to the next match, which is Temari versus Shino. And yes, I apologize for forgetting Temari and Shino, as I didn't realize I had forgotten them until after I made part 5, so yes, I'm an idiot, so again, I apologize. Here, I think Temari wins due to the fact that she has a way to blow away Shino's bugs, which Shino is definitely, not going to be able to compete against. And while Shino is definitely a good strategist, Temari was competing against someone, like Shikamaru, a god-tier strategist, which means I think she'll do better than Shino in terms of the strategy department. And also I think there's another factor that's motivating not only her but all these other ladies today, which is to impress Naruto, so you got to factor in that amp as well. Temari will just use the wind type G2 on Shino, and Temari move on to the next round as Naruto smiles at her, which causes her to blush. Finally, we have Naruto versus Hinata versus Neji. Though Neji will surrender as he does not want to mess with Naruto because of what he did to Orochimaru today, and Neji actually does want to start over with Hinata in a little bit, as family and stuff like that. So I guess it's a positive, and he also does apologize. Hinata will stay in as she at least wants to fight Naruto, and then Naruto will knock Hinata out, and then when Hinata wakes up, Naruto will tell her that she would have done great against any other opponent, but of course she faced Naruto, and I was definitely aware of this. Anyways, Naruto will have another Battle Royale matchup with Karin, Gaara, and Temari, as this is the only real way to make the finals even, and while this would not be implemented before because Genin are Genin, Naruto is definitely an exception. Karin and Gaara know, however, that Naruto will destroy them anyways, as they saw what he did to Orochimaru and then to Hinata, his own girlfriend, so they both, tap out. Temari will want to give her boyfriend a good fight, so she'll stay in, only to be knocked out by Naruto, and then when she wakes up, Naruto will tell Temari that she did well, and she just had to face him. So, yeah. The next fight is Yugito versus Rock Lee. This one is competitive, as both have ways to increase their own powers via Yugito for Tail Beast and Rock Lee with his gates. However, I believe Yugito will take the edge, as Gaara had the Shikaku, a tail beast weaker than the two tails, and even with Rock Lee trained during this 1 month time skip, I still think Yugito wins, so yeah. But good news for Lee is that he won't have his body destroyed like it was in canon, because Yugito is not crazy like Gaara was, so that's good for him. Finally, we have Yugito versus Naruto. Yugito has a bit of a dilemma, as she might have the Chunin spot locked up, so why would she risk it by getting smacked by Naruto? On the other hand, she thinks she should try to give Naruto a fight to remember, as she is Naruto's girlfriend because CRA and other stuff like that. And Naruto's other girls have fought, him, even though they've gotten destroyed, so why shouldn't she? Yugito will then wake up, and then Naruto will deliver the same line as he knocked her out, and it was that she did well, and she just had to face him. Yugito thanks him, and Naruto will be crowned the winner of the Chunin exams. Hiruzen will let everyone know that the promotions, in terms of the outside ninja and /shinobi and stuff like that, will take place once they return to respective villages, while for Hidden Leaf Shinobi, it will take place probably a week later, so once they get all that evaluation stuff done, so yeah. Naruto will later catch up with Karin, and will actually befriend her a bit more, and hopes to communicate more with her and stuff like that, and get to know her as a friend. Though Karin will make it clear that she is not interested in him, as she is interested in Sasuke, and Naruto will tell her that he will help her get to know Sasuke a bit more. Anyway, he probably would talk to her because of her performance in the Chunin exams, and Naruto ends up being right, and it all ends up working out, as Karin and Sasuke will bond over training and stuff like that. And Sasuke likes Karin a bit because she's a hard worker, and she seems pretty cool, and she's also strong, and Sasuke does like his woman to be, at least strong, you know what I'm saying? They will continue communication through letters, as Karin will have to, leave a couple days later. And meanwhile, Naruto will spend time with his Cloud Village girls, and of course, Temari, as, they have to leave pretty soon as well, so he'll give them all one last day before they leave. and yes, they'll communicate via letters. In terms of promotion, Shikamaru will become a Chunin, while Naruto will become a Jonin, which Naruto expected. Everyone expected that, I guess. It is announced from this hidden sand village that their Kazekage had been killed, and they also admit to Hiruzen that they were working for Orochimaru, and Hiruzen will actually grant mercy to them because Orochimaru is no longer really a threat because Naruto destroyed him, stuff like that, and Naruto will probably kill him if he tries something again. So yeah, the sand village will have to pay some reparations for what happened, which the sand is fine with. Hiruzen will then let Naruto know that he's getting old and that he wants to one day see Naruto become the Hokage, and that day might be coming sooner than he ever expected based on what he has shown. This causes Naruto to grin, and then Hiruzen will tell that Naruto is still inexperienced and also doesn't really have that much approval from the village, so you have to wait a bit before he can become Hokage. But he does want to retire, so Hiruzen will request that him and Jiraiya look for Tsunade so she can become Hokage because Jiraiya turned that position down. Naruto will nod and will tell all his girls he's leaving and kiss them goodbye as, him and Jiraiya set off. Well, the real Naruto. He lives a clone in his place, so, the girls are at least occupied, you know what I'm saying? Which I think the girls will take, The clone will actually, fix with Taiyu in terms of her curse mark, so Taiyu is free from that. Her and the Naruto clone will talk, and Taiyu will hear that he's going to be Kin's future boyfriend as they have a date set up once her sentence is up. And Taiyu will also be held in bars for a bit, around a couple weeks, as she was involved in an attempted invasion, but since she had the curse mark taken off of her and stuff like that, she is given a lighter sentence. This will give Naruto another girl to add to is Aram, as Taiyu promises a date with the Naruto clone once she is released. Also, Haku will become a Jonin while the real Naruto is away, so that's some good news for her, and the Naruto clone gives her a kiss. Meanwhile, Jiraiya and Naruto will have some smooth sailing as Itachi Kisame do not attack them in this canon at all. Why? Because they heard what happened to Orochimaru, and they want no part of that at all. Instead, they are searching for Orochimaru himself. Anyway, Jiraiya and Naruto will find Tsunade, and Tsunade will of course refuse to become Hokage, so Naruto will make a bet with her that if she can't beat him, she has to become the Hokage. Tsunade believes this will be easy, and then she'll wake up as she was knocked out by Naruto, and Shizune will tell her that she lost, as Naruto just knocked her out with a single punch. Tsunade is shocked, but then remembers what happened, and then asks Naruto if he's so strong, why does he become the Hokage? And Naruto will answer with, well, I am inexperienced, and I don't really have the support from everyone in the village, so you're the best choice. Tsunade will wonder why, and then Naruto will whisper in her ear about being a Jinchuriki, and she says, oh. That's a good reason, actually. Naruto will spend a bit of time getting to know Tsunade and her past, and Naruto will give Tsunade the same character development as in canon by deconstructing her logic and tell her that she should try and use her brother and her lover's dreams as a way to motivate her, and if she is Hokage, she's allowing their dreams to stay alive in a way they accomplish them because she became the Hokage herself. This logic will give Tsunade the same change like in canon, so that's a massive positive. Also, Naruto will tell her about the CRA, and Tsunade will warn Naruto if he breaks any of those girls' hearts, he'll be dead. Naruto then asks what could she do to him because, Naruto's Naruto, which is a fair question, and Tsunade will say something worse than death, which kind of scares Naruto, Hagoromo, and Kurama. Later on, Naruto and company will return to the village, and Tsunade will become the Hokage. So that is a positive, and Hiruzen is finally able to retire, so, that's pretty good for him. Meanwhile, Itachi and Kisame will find Orochimaru in a forest on the way to his village. Orochimaru is definitely scared because Itachi and Kisame could definitely kill him, and he already just, faced Naruto, so he doesn't really want to deal with Itachi and Kisame. However, Itachi will say, Orochimaru, please come with us. We need your help. What will happen next? Find out in next part. Alright, so from the last part, Naruto saw Tsunade become the Hokage like in canon, and of course, if you remember from the last part as well, Naruto jumped 2 ranks from the original canon from Genin to Jonin. Tsunade will talk to Naruto and she will thank him for allowing her to get over her stuff from her past, as does Shizune, and Naruto says no problem. Jiraiya will then talk a bit with Naruto and will tell him that he'll go on a train trip with him around the world so he can hone himself up so much more against the Akatsuki and stuff like that. Naruto doesn't mind this, as even though he is very OP at this point, he could use some time to get the rest of the powers of Hagoromo, and it will also be pretty good for him to travel around the ninja world to see more villages and stuff like that. He can also even get some more girls along the way and actually visit girls like Tamara, Yugito, and Osama and Kaori, as his busy schedule is kind of not allowing him to visit their villages, so this is kind of a good opportunity to do so. So yeah, there also has not been any plans by Akatsuki as of late, as they never encountered them like in canon, because, well, Itachi and Kisame did not want anything to do with Naruto because, yeah, they heard what happened with Orochimaru, so yeah. Speaking of Akatsuki and Orochimaru says after Itachi asked for his help, wait, what? Itachi will say, as you know, Orochimaru, the goal is to one day grab all the tailed beasts by taking them out of their respective Jinchurikis. However, as we are, we're not going to be able to do so. In fact, our plans could be destroyed before they even start. For you see, there is one person who can stop us, and his name is very familiar to you at this point. Orochimaru gets a bit annoyed when thinking about his name, but finally says, it's Naruto, isn't it? Itachi says, yes, as he absolutely destroyed you when you fought him, and it is possible that if me and Kisame fought him right now as we are, we would die. So right now, we need your help. You can join us, and if you succeed in helping us, you can get whatever you want. Orochimaru thinks to himself, I have nothing left to lose. I can help the Akatsuki get what they want, and I can potentially get what I want. I can get Sasuke, or even Itachi Uchiha, and avenge that pitiful loss that I had all those years ago. Yes, I can finally get some young Uchiha bodies. Little does Orochimaru know that if he even tries to go after Sasuke, Itachi will just Tosuke Blade him. So, yeah. Because Itachi's a good brother, you know. So, yeah. Orochimaru agrees to this and says, I think there is one way we can get the advantage, and that is the reanimation jutsu I have been developing. Naruto may be powerful, but there is no way he can send to that many S-rank ninja that I can revive. No ninja can. I do need a couple more years to develop it, but once I'm done with it, Naruto will be finished, and I can get my revenge. Itachi and Kisame nod, and all three of them will head to the Sound Village to see if there are any other resources the Akatsuki could use. However, little does Orochimaru know, Naruto is not a mere ninja. He is a god. He's applying human standards to a ninja that thrashed him with ease and has deluded himself the illusion that Naruto can be beaten because he looks human. He just has to be some once-in-a-lifetime prodigy, nothing more, nothing less. There's no way he can beat him once he has the reanimation jutsu perfected and some himself as S-rank ninja, he says. He'll finally beat him, he says, and that will be Orochimaru's fatal mistake, denying the power of a god for the third time. Anyway, Sasuke meanwhile continues to get a couple of letters back and forth from Karin, and of course he'll send his own, and that little relationship is starting to grow a lot. Sasuke himself does want to get stronger so he can deal with, you know, him. I guess another big positive here, by the way, is Itachi never encountered Itachi in his canon, which means he's a bit calmer here and has no inkling of wanting to go with Orochimaru, so that's pretty good for Sasuke. Sasuke is also slowly liking the idea of camaraderie and friendship more and more, as he opens up to people like Kiba and Sakura, and they are bonding as a team. So Sasuke is going down a path he probably was going to go down before he met Itachi, and then got smacked, and then he went downhill from there. Kakashi will one day talk to Sasuke and says, I'm very impressed with the progress you have made, not just from learning jutsu and stuff like that, but also from a teammate perspective. You've been able to grow a lot from that emo boy who wanted nothing to do with other people. You even seem to have a little girlfriend as well. Sasuke kind of blushes and says, it's not like that. He then says, thank you, sensei. Kakashi then says, I do want to help you beat Itachi, the guy I worked with when I was an Anbu. And I believe you will beat Itachi, but again, you need guidance, and I have over 1,000 jutsu. Sasuke just grins as he's kind of excited right now. Back to Naruto, he goes on some dates with Sakura, Hana, and Haku in 1 week, as well as Ino and Tenten. Naruto will also go on his promised dates with Ken and Taiya, as their time is about up in terms of their jail sentences, and those dates go very well, so we can officially say, another one, as Naruto has 2 new girls to his harem. Naruto also continues to exchange letters with his, I guess you could say, international girlfriends, as he will tell them that he will be traveling around their villages for 2 to 3 years, and he will be able to visit them officially versus maybe having to take missions and similar stuff, which will of course make those girls very excited. Naruto will continue doing a couple missions, and he will start getting ready to leave for the next couple of years. But it isn't like the Leaf Village girls will be left alone, as he has 2 jutsus in his arsenal that can remedy that. One is the Shaokun Jutsu, and of course the other one is the Hirashin. So yeah, again, since Naruto is Reincarnation Stage 6 Pass, and his training has been kind of accelerating in a way since he's becoming more and more like Hagoromo, he definitely got the Hirashin at some point as he was learning Sealing. Naruto decided he wants to challenge Rock Lee in a bit of a Taijutsu matchup before he leaves, as 1, he knows that Lee is a Taijutsu guy, and 2, he wants to use his 8 gates against Lee's 8 gates, so yeah. They never really had that matchup that they could have had in tuning exam, so Naruto will want to give Lee that match, so yeah. Lee will be pumped as he definitely wants to challenge Naruto and fight him and stuff like that. Lee will say, Naruto, you are a great opponent to fight. I saw how you were able to dominate tuning exams, and I must say, you are so strong. In fact, you may be even stronger than Guy. But right here, right now, I'll show you my might against you. Naruto says, you're a worthy opponent, Lee, and I believe you have a great future ahead of you. However, I will beat you here, and I will use my 8 gates to do so. Rock Lee will be a bit surprised, but then says, bring it! The fight will begin, and then Naruto will go directly into the 3rd gate, and Lee will realize he was not kidding. Lee will go into the 3rd gate himself, and then Naruto will then go into the 5th gate, and then Lee will do so as well. Naruto then decides to go into the 8th gate to give him everything that he asked for at this point, because, you know, Naruto can't do that. Lee will say, no way! That can't be! It's the 8th gate! Also, in case you don't remember, Naruto won't die because I'm using the legacy rule that those with a tail piece of 5 or more tails will be able to survive the use of the 8th gate. And since Naruto has Hagoromo in him as well, he'll be fine. Naruto will then say, I want to show you the 8th gate, as I believe you should see the final form that you will be using one day potentially. However, I will say the 8th gate is going to cost you your life, and the only reason I opened up the 8th gate is because I can survive it because of my own, well, quote-unquote circumstances. I wanted to unleash the full power of Taijutsu on you so you can understand the power you need to chase after. But enough talking. Let's fight! My guy is witnessing this in secret and is both amazed by the growth of Lee in a way because he can feel that he's definitely gotten stronger, and is just in awe of the overwhelming power of Naruto. He decides to continue watching this. Naruto holds back quite a bit as he does not want to kill Lee with his power, and he'll end up just smashing down on the ground, and Lee is taken down in one hit. My guy is just amazed as Naruto has shown himself to become one of the strongest ninja in the village's history. Maybe the strongest in history, to be honest. Naruto will later carry Rock Lee to the hospital and will help him out, there, I guess. Lee will be fine, don't worry. He didn't suffer any serious injuries, so yeah. Lee will eventually wake up, and Naruto will tell him he did well, and will say that he has the potential to be the greatest Taijutsu master of all time. He just had to fight Naruto, Naruto will then be asked by Sasuke for a challenge, and Naruto will accept. Naruto fights Sasuke and will hold back a bit to see how much Sasuke has progressed, and he does impress Naruto in a way, so yeah, that's pretty good for Sasuke. Naruto will say, you definitely have gotten stronger, Sasuke. I'm very impressed. Sasuke will smile, and then Naruto will say, however, I'm just stronger. Naruto will then smack Sasuke away, and then will carry him to the hospital as well as Sasuke got knocked out. Sasuke will wake up, and it's a bit sad that he got beat badly, but Naruto will say he did well, and he'll one day accomplish his goal to kill Itachi. Sasuke will be glad Naruto told him that, since Naruto is Naruto, and the fact he's hearing this from a superior, since Naruto was a Jonin while Sasuke is stuck at Genin, it's a win for my dude, Naruto will then start getting ready to leave for his training trip, and then will start heading to the gates with Jiraiya, though his girls will get a Shadow Clone, and of course he can visit them whenever he wants because of Hirashin. So Naruto and Jiraiya will leave, and now we'll get into the actual time skip where there's a lot of stuff to go over, as there's not only training for Naruto, but also a lot of traveling and meeting new girls, Naruto will continue unlocking some of the powers of the Stage 6 Pass, and will start becoming more and more like the Stage 6 Pass. What does he get, you ask? Well, let's just say he gets every single Kage Genkai and Kageto in the book and mastered all of them, gets some other powers from the Stage 6 Paths that I'll get into when the time comes, and Naruto will show off his perfect Sage mode, as he got that a lot earlier, and it'll cause Jiraiya to become more motivated to complete his Sage mode training, and he will get it, so that's an upgrade for our boy Jiraiya. And the other thing that Naruto unlocks is something called the Rinnegan. One day during a train trip, as he's training stuff like that, and Jiraiya does whatever, he finally unlocks the Rinnegan, and it is just as powerful as Stage 6 Paths, if not more powerful. When Jiraiya sees Naruto with the Rinnegan, his eyes just go out of his sockets. This is the second time he has seen the Rinnegan in his lifetime, and by two different users. One of them was his former student Nagato, who he assumes is dead, and the other is his current student Naruto. When Jiraiya brings this up to Naruto and tells him about his other student who had the Rinnegan, Hagoromo will tell Naruto the truth about what happened with Nagato and everything else, and Naruto gets kind of sad hearing this information, and he's not going to really tell Jiraiya, and he's actually instructed by Hagoromo to not tell him this, because Jiraiya is definitely not going to like this information, so yeah. Jiraiya will also tell Naruto about the Child of Prophecy, and Naruto could be the Child of Prophecy. Naruto, of course, will be like, of course, as he already knows he's the reincarnation of the god of the ninja world, essentially, so he might as well be the Child of Prophecy, or he makes act a literal god. Jiraiya will also say that he is glad he has Naruto as a student, and Naruto will say likewise, and of course both of them share a popsicle. Now let's get into the travel part of this time skip, where Naruto will have a lot of time to get new girls and travel to new areas since Naruto is already unstoppable. Naruto will visit his girls over the course of those couple of years as well. He'll visit Yugito and tell her about the Akatsuki, who will go after her in a couple of years. Yugito will wonder if Naruto has a plan if she needs to be rescued or something like that, and Naruto will say, yes, if you need me, use this Hirashin knife. It will summon me and I will kill those who try to capture you. I have confidence in B, but I'll give him a knife as well, since he might face an enemy that's too tough for him. Yugito will ask, what about you? Naruto will grin and say, I'll be fine, as I have power beyond your comprehension. That's not an insult to you, as you're powerful yourself, but I just have something that even you can understand, for you tried. Your brain would just short circuit. Yugito says, well, I have experienced a bit of your power, and I can say that you are strong, as she smiles. Naruto smiles as well, and then kisses Yugito, and then move on to Sama and Kaori. He'll tell them about the upcoming threat that's going to go after both Yugito and Killer B, and of course those two will look to become stronger not only for themselves, but also for protecting Yugito and B. So that should make them stronger than they were in the original canon, and Omoi will have the same resolve. And there's a moment between Killer B and his students on how they'll want to be there to protect him, and that's such a cool moment where the bond between Killer B and his students increases, so that's great as well. And yeah, Naruto will not only be looking to get new girls during his time skip, but also make sure that the Jinchuriki of the Tail Beast are protected. So yeah, Naruto will head out of the Cloud Village and then we'll go to the Sand Village. Naruto will go in a couple days with Temari, and then he'll also warn her, Gaara, and Kankuro about what's to come in a couple years, and Temari and company will make sure they are prepared to defend Gaara. Naruto gives Temari and Gaara some Hirashins in case they need to summon him, and Naruto and Jiraiya will leave the same village a couple days later, as Naruto gives Temari a kiss. Naruto will then head to the Waterfall Village, and by the way, before someone comments, he did also kiss Yuito, Sama, and Kari before he left, so that just to get that out of the way, so yeah. Anyway, as Naruto heads to the Water Village and walking around the village, he will encounter a girl named Fu. Naruto will introduce himself, and then Hakuren will tell him that Fu is the Jinchuriki of the Seven Tails, and Naruto will be shocked, but is pretty glad he found Fu, as he gets to know her and probably add her to his harem as well, as she's an attractive girl. So another one. Naruto will get to know Fu over the next couple days, and of course, since Naruto is Naruto, Fu will fall in love with him, and then Naruto will have a growing relationship with her, and both will share a kiss, which solidifies the relationship. Hakuren will also communicate with Chome, and the Tail Beast is glad to see his father again, as is Hakuromo, and it's a nice reunion, I guess. Naruto will then sit down with Fu and tell her what is coming. In a couple years, Fu, you'll be chased by a group known as the Akatsuki, who want what is inside of you. They will most likely try to extract the Tail Beast inside of you, and you will die. I want to save you from that fate, as you mean so much to me. I, of course, love my other girls, and I want to protect you like I would protect them. So I advise you to train hard for the next couple of years, but if you need help, summon me with this Hirashin knife. Naruto will give her the knife, and then Fu will say, thank you, Naruto. Naruto will nod, saying no problem. Both of them make out, nothing beyond that, you perverts, and then Naruto a couple of days later will leave with Jiraiya as he needs to move on, and will tell Fu he will visit while he is on a train journey, and Fu will nod and kiss him goodbye. Naruto then heads to Hidden Stone Village, as they should be warned as well. Unfortunately, when Naruto makes himself known to the first Tsuchikage, or Inoki, he recognizes Naruto as the son of Minato and doesn't necessarily want any aid from him. Naruto then make a bet that if he can beat Inoki, he will have to accept help. Inoki will agree to this because this guy is just a 13-year-old kid, and then Inoki will wake up hearing that he lost Naruto badly, as he knocked him out with a hit to the neck. Inoki is shocked and wonders if he really is getting old, as how could he get destroyed by a guy like Naruto? Naruto then reveals his Rinnegan, and Inoki is like, well, that makes much more sense. Kurosuchi saw Naruto display his power against her grandfather, and let's just say she liked what she saw. Naruto is also able to use facts and logic to get Inoki to forgive Naruto, as Naruto is able to break down Inoki's logic and tells him why he's wrong to hate him, since he has nothing to do with the Third Ninja War. Inoki, being by Naruto's facts and logic, will accept Naruto. Naruto will then give Hirashin kunai to Han after he finds him, and Naruto will start dating Kurosuchi. Insert memes of Naruto collecting more girls than Ash collects Pokemon, and insert this meme. Another one. Naruto will be able to form a bond with her, and then guess what? Naruto gets Kurosuchi into his harem, and Naruto literally has two princesses, as both Kurosuchi and Temari are royalty. Naruto will be told that he'll have to look for Roshi, as he'll have to find himself and master his powers as Jinchuriki, and Naruto is glad he got information so he can, help Roshi out. Naruto will leave for Stone Village and will kiss Kurosuchi goodbye. Naruto will then be able to eventually find Roshi and give him the kunai, so all's good, I guess. Naruto will then go to Mist Village, as he kind of needs to find Mizukage and give her a warning, as this was around the time Mei took office, and she's glad to have his information, but she doesn't know where Utakata is, and she has to deal with rebuilding the village from, Yagura's little bloodline massacre, I guess. Naruto understands this, and both he and Jiraiya will leave as the work here is done. Naruto will be able to find Utakata and give him the kunai, and Naruto's work is generally done, as the location of Sanbi is unknown. Naruto will go to other villages, and of course he'll find some new women in Koyuki, Shion, Shizuka, and Amaru, who he encounters and falls in love with. And by the way, Koyuki is a bit younger, around Naruto's age, as I use my power of age bending. Since it does not impact the story as much, same for Shizuka, as her not having, her age lowered and stuff like that doesn't change the story at all, because she's kind of a filler character, and also the movie characters are filler in themselves, so yeah, which is a good thing because we can do whatever we want with them, so yeah. Anyways, Naruto will come back in fears to marry Shizuka via the law of her village that they have. And then Naruto will also meet Hotaru during this time skip as well, and will look to train her as well so she can protect that, I guess, forbidden jutsu, and Hotaru will appreciate that, and call Naruto her master lecture with Utakata, and let's just say the word master will take on a whole new meaning in the coming years. So Naruto has been getting a lot of girls lately. Jiraiya is crying tears of joy as he is so proud of his student, both because he's, trained a lot and he's just OP, and the second because of what he's doing with ladies, And for those who are complaining that Naruto's getting too many girls, that's the point, as I'm trying to shatter the record for most girls given to Naruto. And again, since Naruto is a lot more powerful than he is in his canon, he has a lot of time to travel and meet new girls, so yeah. We about to make Naruto happier than we did in the half she has Senju would, if you get what I'm saying. Naruto's accomplished a lot in this time skip. He's gotten some new abilities, new girls, and is able to come up clutch for Jinchuriki, and is ready to protect him at a moment's notice. Again, insert meme of Naruto catching more girls than Ash catches Pokemon. And again, insert meme of another one. Anyways, after all that traveling, Naruto returned back to the village, and he'll be given a nice introduction from his girls. Tamari's there as well, so she's happy to see him, even though, you know, he was probably just there around a week ago in Sand Village, so yeah. A lot of his girls have become tuning, which is positive for all of them, including Naruto, because, you know, all the accomplishments that the girls have, Naruto feels that he's accomplished something as well, so yeah, especially since he also has kind of trained the girls as well, so yeah, so they're a lot stronger than they were in the original canon, so yeah. And a lot of his, you know, the memories that he got from the Shadow Clone, so he kind of remembers a lot of the stuff that happened within the past 2 to 3 years. And it's just happy to be home overall, and it's ready for a challenge to the Akatsuki. So I will greet Naruto and will tell Naruto he will have all join and challenge him to see how powerful he has become, as well as Tsunade and Jiraiya. Naruto just grins because this is a challenge worth accepting. Hiruzen will also get involved, but again, it's not like he is in his prime, but it's still pretty cool that Naruto gets to face him, and Naruto's just pumped overall because this is a pretty cool challenge. Naruto will end up, you know, doing pretty well the challenge, as all the joining that try to come at him with a lot of their attacks. Guy would go into like 7th gate, for example. Kakashi would try to use some Kamui tactics, which he probably knows won't work, but, you know, it's Naruto, I guess. And of course, Tsunade will try to smash him and stuff like that. But Naruto is just able to show his might and just knocks out joining one by one by one by one by one. So, yeah. Naruto just proves his might, and Tsunade is just impressed as Naruto has just gotten so much stronger. And Naruto was literally just like holding back a lot of his power because, I mean, he's never really had a reason to use his full power at all because Naruto's just that strong, I guess. Meanwhile, with the Akatsuki, Orochimaru and Akatsuki get ready for the hunt of the Jinchuriki. Orochimaru will say, "It begins today. Our crusade against Naruto and the hunt for Jinchuriki begins now." Orochimaru starts preparing for the reanimation jutsu and gets a couple of new bodies, I guess, that he's been collecting over the years. Naruto, after the fight, kind of has a bit of a future event type of sighting because, well, say the Six Paths actually had a bit of an ability to see into the future, and let's just say Naruto's is a bit stronger here. And Naruto will kind of see what's to come a little bit, and Naruto will say, "Well, it looks like I'm about to have a challenge. This should be great," as he is a bit aware of the coming storm that is, well, about to come his way. So, yeah. What will happen next? Find out in next part. Alright, so we last saw Naruto come back to village to pass his test, you know, Tsunade Half Room, which was fight everybody in, I guess, short terms. And we had just witnessed the Akatsuki start their plan to get all to Jinchuriki. Orochimaru was like, "Shall we start with the Sand Village?" Deidara and Sasori get ready and cannot wait to get Gaara and most likely fight this Naruto fellow because there are probably some spies and stuff like that, well, mostly from Zetsu, that, you know, the Akatsuki now know that Naruto was giving, you know, people like Gaara, Yugito, and all of Jinchuriki Hirashi knives, so they're aware of what Naruto's doing, but they're kind of confident that they can beat him because Orochimaru will use the Impure World Reincarnation Jutsu to bring back the second Mizukage as a bit of a starting point for the jutsu that he's developed over the years, and it's a guy that you all are familiar with, and this is going to be a bit of a test run, but because at least they can bring back Deidara and Sasori potentially after all this fight is said and done if they can't beat Naruto. But at the same time, they believe that there's no way Naruto can match the power of a Kage and 2 Akatsuki members. Now, before these guys get annihilated by Naruto, I'm going to make this very clear. Naruto has probably unlocked most, if not all, of his abilities from the State of Six Paths. The thing here is that he doesn't have to use all of them, or even like a fraction of them, because he's just way too strong. There's no ninja that can stand up to him, not even the previous Kage. The only person who could have a chance to beat Naruto at this point is probably Kaguya, but that might not even be enough because Naruto is just nuts at this point, because if you remember, Hagoromo kinda took the powers of Kaguya, and yeah, Naruto would kinda have those powers as well, so yeah. Anyways, Deidara, Sasori, and second Mizukage go to Hidden Sand Village, and when Gaara and company learn that there's an attack, he'll use the power of the Hirashi to summon Naruto, or at least give him a notification, I guess. Naruto gets the notification, and like Mike says whenever I upload a new video, he gets to Sand Village immediately because of the Hirashi, or more exactly, sends a clone and goes back to sleep. Naruto's clone sees Deidara flying around on his little clay bird, and then Naruto will just destroy Deidara pretty easily on top of that bird, because again, Naruto's clone are just as OP. The clone will push Deidara into a corner as he's fighting him, and then Deidara will have to escape, and that should bait Naruto to find Sasori, the second Mizukage, in addition to fighting Deidara. Naruto will, see all these students ready to fight him, and the two Akatsuki members believe that they can beat him, along with, again, the second Mizukage, and they would be wrong. Naruto seals to the second Mizukage pretty easily and destroys Seider and Sasori, killing them very easily. Naruto could destroy their bodies, but Naruto wants a challenge of the Imperfect World Reincarnation Jutsu, as again Hagoromo's kind of made him aware of this, and Naruto in a way will show how inferior the Akatsuki are compared to him, because even with the Imperfect World Reincarnation Jutsu, they could bring back anybody. It's not gonna be enough to beat Naruto at all, so yeah. Anyway, so Naruto clone is fanged by Gaara, and the clone will disappear, and then Naruto will receive the memories and will be startled awake, as Kurama and Hagoromo will laugh at him, and then Naruto, a bit annoyed, will go back to sleep. Meanwhile, back to the Akatsuki, Zetsu reports on the battle, and Orochimaru and the Akatsuki are shocked, because Naruto seems to have quadrupled in power from the last time he fought Orochimaru, which is not good at all. The Akatsuki now all agreed that they need to defeat Naruto first, because he can definitely stop all their plans, and destroy the possibility of all their hopes and dreams from becoming a reality. So this means they need to launch a combined frontal assault into Naruto, or to more exact, a full-scale war with all the Akatsuki members, and of course, dead bodies, I guess. So that means they will give Naruto all they got. Naruto, meanwhile, is hanging out with a few of his girls, as Sumari left and Naruto gave her a goodbye kiss, and those girls are Sakura, Ino, and Hinata. They all talk about how awesome Naruto is, and how great of a boyfriend he is, and all the other jazz. Naruto says, "Thanks, and I'm glad I am your boyfriend. Same for all my other girls as well." All the girls just smile, and then Naruto will say, "I cannot wait for the marriage. It's going to be great." Both Hagoromo and Kurama just smile, as Naruto's grown so much, but of course the marriage will be in around like 3 or 4 years, so, whatever. Meanwhile, let's get to Sasuke, who high-fives Naruto as, he's hanging out with his girls, and, Sasuke and Naruto haven't seen each other in a very long time, so it's a pretty good reunion. Naruto's glad to see Sasuke, Sasuke's glad to see Naruto, and both sit down for a bit. Naruto will say, "How are you doing, Sasuke?" Sasuke will say, "Doing pretty good. You seem to have grown quite a bit, though you already were insanely powerful for a game before you got an instantaneous jump to join after tuning exams." Naruto smiles and says, "I've heard from Lacey Nine and Kakashi you were able to become a join recently like Neji." Sasuke smiles as he did become a join along with Neji. In reality, I think if there were anyone else who could become a join pretty quickly among the Konoha 12, especially with a bit of a tune-up in their personality, I think it would be Sasuke because he's a prodigy himself. With him training with Kakashi over the years and him getting over the Itachi stuff bit by bit, I mean, it's still there, but it's not as, I guess integral because he's slowly getting over it because, again, he has relationships and friends and stuff like that, and he's being less and less consumed by revenge, and again, more so just wants to train and kill Itachi just for more, I guess, just reasons, like less anger, more want to make sure that my family can be avenged and stuff like that. The vengeance is still there, but again, it's not as anger filled and stuff like that, so yeah. And Sasuke has a feeling he could be Itachi fought him today, so that's pretty good for him. But right now, Sasuke has a long-distance girlfriend, because, there was an exchange of letters and stuff like that, so Karin and Sasuke's relationship grew. And then Naruto clone came up clutch and gave Sasuke Hirashin kunai, and then gave Karin one, so that allowed Sasuke and Karin to visit each other very easily. So Naruto came up clutch with that, and I think he wants these two to get together, and it's very likely that will happen, potential spoiler alert, as this will allow a symbolic reunion of the family of Hagoromo, or more so the sons of Hagoromo, as Karin and Sasuke marry because, reincarnation and stuff like that. So yeah, Naruto will get up and will say to Sasuke, "How are things at Karin?" Sasuke will say, "It's going very well." Naruto will say, "That's good. Have you done anything with her yet?" in a joking manner. Sasuke will say, "Nope, like you and your Aram sisters." Naruto will grin, and then both will separate. Naruto will go on dates with Kin, Tayuya, Haku, Tenten, all the other girls over the next week, and life is pretty good right now. Naruto will talk with them about the next couple of years, how a girl will be, and the other stuff teens usually think about when they first date before they get a reality check and realize that's not how life works and stuff like that, because, oh, I'm gonna marry this girl, I'm gonna date her for the rest of my life, and that's not how life works. Though in the world of Naruto, it'll probably work out. And by the way, side note, because I did reference this, I guess, if y'all ever get into dating in like high school, college, or even later than that, the person you're dating will most likely not be the person you marry in life, I guess, because things can change and stuff like that. And again, there's no shame in that if your first person that you date and stuff like that isn't going to be the one for you, because it happens, So yeah, I feel like I need to give this advice to everyone, even to grown adults, because I have seen some people not grow out of that mentality in a way, and that kind of yields some undesirable results. So yeah. Anyways, Naruto will get some minor missions. Well, minor is in minor for him because he's way too powerful in like S and A rank missions, and he completes them very easily. So yeah. Meanwhile, Orochimaru and the Akatsuki are getting ready to invade the Leaf Village. They're bringing a powerful army with them, as in Orochimaru got Madara, Hashirama, and Tobirama. And again, Madara is pretty OP on his own, but you also have Hashirama and Tobirama. So it's a pretty powerful group of ninja, and a normal ninja wouldn't be able to handle that group. but Naruto is not a normal ninja. The Akatsuki do know they need to take care of Naruto, otherwise their plans are done. Also, Kabuto has arrived as well, so, you know, that's pretty good for Orochimaru, I guess. And they also have the other Kage as well, so there's the third grade Kage and stuff like that, so it seems like they're ready to take down Naruto once and for all. But again, they're in for a rude awakening. Naruto gets some future visions, I guess, that the Akatsuki are coming with an army, in a way, I guess. Then Hagoromo will talk with Naruto, and he'll go over the free individuals on the Akatsuki that he kind of needs to save. Not in like a rescue type of way, like, you know, you're trying to like physically rescue someone, but more so a rescue of their hearts because they're filled with pain and darkness. The first two, again, are of course Nagato and Konan, but Naruto already knows about them. Hagoromo's just telling Naruto to save their hearts just for Jiraiya's sake, as they're again a casualty of Madara and, by extension, Black Zetsu's plan. Hagoromo will then say, there is also a foe more powerful than Nagato on the Akatsuki. He wears a mask and utilizes the one half of Kamui he has, short-range Kamui, to make himself intangible. He is Kakashi's old teammate, Minato's old student, Obito Uchiha. Naruto's eyes widen a bit and asks why would Minato's former student, Obito, join in this plan, again, if he's a student of his father and a team of Kakashi. And Hagoromo detailed the experiences of Obito, how he was an orphan at a young age, how he had experienced war at a young age, and the definitive moment he snapped when, you know, the death of Rin and stuff like that. Naruto realizes Obito had a bit of a tragic life, as he kind of has the same dreams that he had growing up, you know, becoming the Hokage and stuff like that. And was in similar circumstances Naruto had before again he met Hagoromo and Kurama. And in a way, Naruto just feels bad for Obito in a way because again, he never had like a guy like the Sage 6 Paths or Kurama to help him out in a way, and it kind of led him down this path of darkness where he was manipulated by Madara, who in extension is kind of being manipulated by Black Zetsu. Hagoromo had told Naruto that it was the masked man that caused the attack, by the way, but he saved the Obito information for when the time was right. Naruto says, I will save the hearts of Nagato, Konan, and Obito if it's the last thing I do. Believe it. After talking with Hagoromo, Naruto gets Sasuke as he wants Sasuke to fight Itachi because that's his fight. And again, I'm sure Sasuke would appreciate that, you know. And by the way, Naruto's going to give Sasuke a bit of an evolution, but I will get to that later. Anyways, Naruto drags Sasuke to the battlefield, and while that's all happening, the Akatsuki are traveling to the Leaf Village, and they're around halfway to their destination when they meet Naruto and Sasuke. Sasuke will see Itachi, and sees the moment he's been waiting for so long, putting in all that blood, sweat, and tears. Everything he has accomplished has come down to this moment, where he finally fights Itachi, and kills him once and for all. He'll fight Itachi and go to a different area with him, and Naruto will fight the rest of the Akatsuki and, you know, all the, I guess, revived dead Hokages and stuff like that. Obito will say, well, Nine-Tailed Shinchuriki, you have proven to be a thorn inside of us all for a very long time, but it ends now. Then in comes Madara as he's here, and he will say, I have heard many things about you, Nine-Tails. He's going to be the main threat destroying all of my plans, so this ends now. By the way, there's probably that revelation about, like, you know, Madara, you know, not being Madara and stuff like that, but it's kind of not important here because, again, they kind of need all the bot fighters they can get and stuff like that, and they want to end Naruto now, so, you know, whatever. Naruto will say, you're mistaken, as I will show you guys that all this effort to revive the first two Hokage, to bring back Madara, to bring back the Kage of other villages, all of that, it's just a waste. Your plans end here. Naruto will look at Konan in the Paths of Pain, and of course the masked man Obito, knowing that those are Jiraiya students, and of course, you know, Minato's former student. He wants to save again all of them for later, so he decides to end the rest of the Akatsuki and the, you know, reanimated dead bodies. He goes into full power and unleashes truth-seeking orbs, and will use his Rinnegan at full power, and Naruto then gets to work. Using his speed, he's able to blitz everyone in his path. He steals the third right Kage in what seems like an instant, as well as Deidara and Sasori. Hashirama will try to unleash his wood attacks and will actually summon a wood golem, but Naruto instantly goes into his own Susanoo and proves to be too much for the golem, which shocks both Hashirama and Madara. Naruto then will seal Kabuto and then will keep going. I just want to save Orochimaru as the last villain to be spared before he kills him for all he has done. Naruto will kill Kisame with a Lion Blade for the heart, and Naruto's Lion Blade / Chidori is a lot more powerful than Sasuke or Kakashi's. As, by the way, quick note, Lion Blade and Chidori are basically the same thing, so, you know, whatever. Naruto will continue on his killing spree as he'll fight Tobirama and will seal him within an instant, which, yeah, shocks Hashirama and Madara because, you know, Tobirama is pretty strong, you know, in their opinions, and right now they're kind of witnessing the power of a god and they don't even know it yet. And again, they're both, Madara mainly is concerned because he had a lot of respect for Tobirama as a fighter and he got sealed in an instant. but Hashirama is kind of impressed right now by Naruto, so yeah. The passive pain will try to attack Naruto, but Naruto just dodges all of them pretty easily. Naruto will then fight Hashirama and seal him in an instant, so that puts a lot of alarm bells inside the head of Madara, as he respects Hashirama a lot, as we all know. Hidan will try to defeat Naruto, but Naruto in an instant uses his Ho-Oh, and will slice Hidan apart, and he dies because his entire body is sliced into bits, so no part of his body should be functioning at all, not even his head because that was sliced apart. Or maybe he's still alive, but can't necessarily do anything. I don't care. He's still, not going to be able to fight. Naruto will then kill Kakazu instantaneously by firing off wood spike beams from his hand, which will stab all of Kakazu's hearts, and that causes him to die instantaneously. Naruto is still not tired, by the way, because again, he's OP, so, whatever. Orochimaru will then die next, as Naruto will use Kirin and will destroy him like he did with Kabuto, and of course, that will cause the rest of the reanimation, I guess, bodies or whatever to disappear, but Madara does what he did in original canon, and Naruto actually wants him there anyways because we got an incoming revelation. Naruto just leagues above so many people right now, and it seems like all the plans of the Akatsuki are just coming to an end. Naruto then decides to go after Zetsu, but the Zetsu happens to retreat in different directions, and Naruto will kill White Zetsu first using his Rasengan. Then Naruto will then go after Black Zetsu and will reveal to Madara that he has been fooled by manipulation of Black Zetsu from, manipulating the stone tablet and all the other stuff. So, yeah. Madara will ask, how would you know all this? Naruto will say, because I am the Sage of Six Paths, or the reincarnation of him to be more exact. These orbs, they're true seeking orbs. My Rinnegan, a power of the Sage. I can revive everyone here, bring anything I want to life. Kill anyone I want, and revive him just the same. I am a god. However, you have a right to know about the lies of Black Zetsu, and his plan is to one day stab you in the back in order to revive his mother, Kaguya. Madara will say, I still don't believe you. Naruto will say, I guess you might need to hear it from the Sage himself. Naruto touches Madara, and Madara contacts the Sage in a bit of a, dreamlike state / world, The Sage himself will confirm everything Naruto is saying, and Madara's left speechless because for so long, he's been played a fool by this Black Zetsu guy. Black Zetsu tries to get away, but Naruto will kill him, and Zetsu will no longer be an issue in the future. Honestly, Zetsu by himself is weak, but his influence on Naruto's history and lore and stuff like that is massive. Naruto will then ask Madara what he wants to do, and Madara will say, just seal me. My time here is over, and my entire plan was built on a lie. Naruto will say, I'll do this out of respect for you because I think the dead should be allowed to rest. Naruto will do this, and then we'll go to Obito and we'll say, unmask yourself, Obito Uchiha. Obito is shocked that Naruto knows who he is and will unmask himself. Konan and Pain / Nagato will be like, oh, so that's what he looks like. Naruto will say, so, you're my father's student. Naruto will then tell Obito everything that Madara did, including the Rin stuff, and Obito is just putting his head down. Obito will want to sacrifice himself like in Ninja Canon, and in this case, Naruto will kill him because, I guess that's the equivalent of that, because again, Obito feels like his sins can't be redeemed, and Naruto will grant him the wish. Naruto then goes to Konan and Nagato, and he says, I'm sorry you two have suffered so much due to Obito and Danzo. Nagato will try to counter about this cycle of hatred and stuff like that, and Naruto will just counter with his facts and logic, and we'll talk about how there can be true peace without everyone suffering the same pain and, violence, stuff like that, and he'll create true peace in the world because, again, he's basically God. Nagato will put his head down, and then Naruto will ask for Nagato's true biolocation. Naruto will then heal the legs of Nagato, and both Nagato and Konan are shocked because they didn't expect that, Nagato will wonder what he should do now, and Naruto will say he should remain the leader of the Rain Village so he can maintain order in that, village and stuff like that, and keep it stable and stuff like that. And Naruto also wants to work with Nagato in a way to help heal the Rain Village, as that's been a bit of a site for wars and stuff like that, so yeah. Naruto will also tell Konan and Nagato to, talk with Jiraiya, and they'll do that, and then Konan and Nagato will leave back to the Rain Village, and the Akatsuki are finally officially disbanded. Naruto then decides to check up on Sasuke, and in terms of the Sasuke and Itachi fight, it's going in the favor of Sasuke, because Naruto gave Sasuke an evolution. Now, what was that evolution? Well, let's just say a one-eyed Rinnegan. Let's just say since, Naruto is the Sage of Six Paths, well, he kinda got the Rinnegan like he did in the canon, and as well as the Mangekyo Sharingan, without having to go through all the hoops and valleys and stuff like that, so that's pretty good for Sasuke. And you have to also combine that with the fact that Itachi is sick. And Sasuke will win after a Susanoo battle when she fired off Indra's arrow. And as Sasuke disassembles his Susanoo, he finds Itachi just dead on the ground. Sasuke has finally won and accomplished this long time goal, and will never learn the truth about Itachi, which I don't think he needs to hear in his canon at all. Sasuke has finally killed the demon from his past, and is now free officially, and mentally and all that type of stuff. Naruto will walk up to Sasuke and will be proud of Sasuke, and both of them head back to Leaf Village. Another big change here is Kage never appears anywhere as canon or whatever, and even if she did, honestly she would just lose to Naruto. Naruto will then be greeted by his girls, and now we'll go, I guess, to 3 years later. Sasuke is playing his wedding with Karin, and Naruto is doing his thing with his girls, you know, setting up the weddings, other stuff like that. And during a time skip, Naruto had a bit of an encounter with Danzo, who had grown tired of him and wants the power of his Rinnegan, and it doesn't go well for Danzo, and Danzo is killed, and his entire organization is in shambles. Naruto would also still, I guess, go up against Tsunade in his canon, and, you know, when Tsunade tries to kidnap Hanabi, he dies instantly, so, yeah. Again, Naruto is just way too strong, and also Tsunade is completely irrelevant, because Naruto already has Hinata, and Ino, and Sakura, and a lot of other girls as well. Anyways, during this time skip as well, Naruto helps with relations between all the other villages, which means that Naruto is essentially creating peace with all the other villages, and, you know, his goal for peace throughout the entire world is getting closer and closer to becoming a reality. This will make him a really good candidate to become Hokage at only 19 years old, and because of his Shadow and stuff like that, he probably would be a great Hokage, and actually he will become Hokage around 19 years old, which I think would make him the youngest Hokage ever. His coronation will be after his wedding. In terms of Jiraiya, when Naruto told him about Nagato and Konan and the fact they're alive and stuff like that, he went to the Rain Village, and there was a nice reunion there. Nagato says he's already worked with Naruto to make Jiraiya's dream become a reality, and Jiraiya's pretty happy as the dream he had will soon become a reality because of 2 of his students, so yeah. And good news for all you guys, Jiraiya is alive and well in this what if, and I'm also going to get 2 people together, 2 certain people. Well, one of them is Jiraiya, and, well, yeah, I think you know where this is going. In the era of peace where Tsunade is soon going to step down as Hokage, she thinks about Jiraiya and in a way realizes what she had been feeling deep down, but never really had the chance to tell Jiraiya, based on his, pervy actions and stuff like that. And that is, she loves him. Jiraiya and Tsunade will be at Tsunade's usual drinking place, and Tsunade will talk with Jiraiya, and she'll talk about everything that's happened in the last couple of years, and how Naruto's bringing the entire world together. Jiraiya concurs, and he'll talk about him visiting Konan and Nagato, and all the other stuff, I guess. Tsunade will then say to Jiraiya, I know you had the little infatuation with me when we were younger. I have denied your attempts to date me for a very long time. How about I go on that date you always wanted? Jiraiya then smiles. I haven't talked about Kurenai for a while. Well, she still has Asuma with her, as Asuma didn't die to Hidana's kin, and now Duke can now take care of his daughter. So that's good for, both Asuma because he gets to see his daughter, and for Kurenai because she doesn't have to raise the baby alone, and Naruto and Ursa teammate will visit and play with Mirai. So that's pretty good, I guess. Anyways, Naruto will have his wedding with all his girls, what is it, like 17, I believe? A lot of people there, I guess, like Zabuza, Tsunade, Jiraiya, everyone you would expect, I guess. Naruto would kiss all of them, and I'm pretty sure you know what he did in the honeymoon. Shadow Clone action, if you get what I'm saying, right? Naruto will become Hokage shortly after that, and then Sasuke will have his wedding with Karin, and it's a very good wedding, as him and Karin share a kiss, and the feud between Indra and Ashura is finally over. Hagrum will then cry, as he no longer has to feel the pain he felt for thousands of years, and can now finally start fresh with Naruto doing his thing, I guess, and I guess Sasuke and Karin, with their little stuff, I guess, Years later, Naruto is playing with all his kids while Konan handles all the paperwork, and there is now peace within the world. And by the way, Naruto would probably have around, 18 to 20 kids, because Himawari would still be born, and honestly, I cannot come with, names for all his kids, so I'll have you guys make your own kids list of names, with the rules being at least 17 to 18 kids, and probably the limit 2 per wife. So yeah, his wife Kurosuchi, who again he married, became the 4th Tsuchikage, and while that would be a bit of a bummer for a lot of people because again Kurosuchi has to stay in the Stone Village, it isn't problem for Naruto since it's flying right, and so that's pretty good for him. The world is finally at peace, and Naruto had united the world in many ways. One, from all the women he found and fell in love with along the way, and from his powers as Sage 6 Paths, and of course from his foreign relations, techniques and stuff like that. He not only stopped the cycle of Indra and Ashura fighting, but has also stopped war and conflict as a whole. Conditions in the Rain Village are getting better, and the entire world is advancing. All thanks to a guy who was the reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths. And no one can touch him, not even the Otsutsuki's like Ishiki. And so, as World of Naruto comes into peace and stability, I shall say goodbye to the series of What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Sage of Six Paths. For as we all know, good things must come to an end. Thank you all for watching What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Sage of Six Paths, the finale. I'm glad you guys loved this series, and it was a series that played a major role in growing my channel to where it is now. But again, I won't continue into Boruto, as I think the result would be a bit too obvious. What I mean by that is, Naruto here has united all the villages, but again, this time he has his power to Sage Six Paths, which means, again, he's going to outclass Otsutsuki's like Ishiki and Momoshiki, so that's kind of a bit of a problem for conflict purposes. And Boruto kind of already has a little bit of those issues in its manga, so I don't know. I feel like Naruto could literally just like solve all the problems, and Boruto would basically be just a footnote. So I feel like there's just no reason for me to continue into the story. And also, Boruto doesn't really have that much material itself. So yeah, again, unless there's a Otsutsuki that's more powerful than Hagoromo, which isn't going to happen, I'm not going to continue into Boruto. So yeah, great for MHA XGX and Whirlpool Naruto. Watch my community tab like a hawk, that is really important. And check out Beautiful Halo, that really does help me out. And finally, follow me on Twitter for no way to get notified of my videos, Instagram for memes and smartphone stuff in between. And finally, join my Discord for access to elementary content, notification when I live stream ahead of time, and of course, the ability to suggest me ideas directly. These are great ways for you guys to interact with me, so follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and join my Discord server. Shout out to my $10 patrons, their names on the screen, my $20 patron X1 Gamer, and my $50 patron Anguish. If you want to support me further and get rewards such as shoutouts like these, go to my Patreon, which is linked in the description. Also, make sure you guys follow my Twitch, as I do stream over there as well. Let's get to 19k and then 20k. We're getting close. That's all I have to say. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and share the video. This has been your boy, the Anime Sage. Sign out. Peace. YEEHAW. Stephanie Shea. Close us out. Bye-bye. Peace.
Hi, this is Stephanie Shea, voice actress for Sailor Moon, Hinata, Orihime, and you are watching Anime Sage.